everybody, what is going on? We are here and we are going to have a good night tonight. If y'all could share this thing out, but first, let me just say welcome to the Gaming Den. I am excited. We have a great show tonight, great guest, great topics. It's going to be a fun night. Yes, we're going to have fun, but we are going to have kind of a Twilight Zone moment. We're going to be kind of going back in time, talking about Atari and Acclaim. Yes, that is right. I said Atari and Acclaim. I did not stutter. Those are things that we are discussing tonight. And then we're also going to be talking about UE5, the struggles. Sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. What's going on and why. We have Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney, who responded to some of these criticisms and some of these thoughts about UE5. And yeah, Back to the Future, no kidding. And thanks, man. And so, yeah, really interesting because as it points out in the article, Epic Games does a pretty good job of this, and they do it with Fortnite. So what's going on with these other devs? What's happening? Is the mess up UE5? Is it the developers? Is it the I said that I emphasized on the wrong syllable. Which one isn't? So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight because we've all heard of UE5 games coming out, broken, bloody messes, or lagging on PC, or not running right on the Pro, or what have you, and then we have Expedition 33 that comes out and everything works great. And there's been other examples of games that have come out as well, and I had a list in my brain, and now that I've said it, I can only think of the one. But like, there's other games that have come out and done it fine with no problem. And so, are we back in the 80s? Yes, we are, Hero. And then, on top of that, Lost Soul Aside is getting day one help. And it's not just help. It is a patch that is basically, hey, update this or we're not having a good time. So we're going to discuss that a little bit because that's a game that I am looking forward to. I have it physically pre-ordered. Going to go by GameStop and pick that up. Going to be live streaming it day one with y'all as soon as I possibly can. So that'll probably look like about 2 p.m. my time. So 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so, going to be getting that, going to be streaming it, but there is some cause for concern, and I would put any game that is doing what they're doing in that category of cause for concern. So, it's not just because it's them, it wasn't just because last year it was Starfield. There are certain things that developers can do that make my eyebrow raise and make me leery. Also, some other good news though. Former Monolith devs find a new home and I cannot be happier. I am so excited where they're going. And I'm also excited because I found out while looking at this article that there's another game in development from the same company that I had no idea about because I thought it was canceled. So yes, also PlayStation Plus released their game lineups, but we'll get into that a little later. So we have a full docket tonight. If you look at the top of your screen, though, before we get started, those are the members at the channel. Thank y'all so much. We had a big member gift last week of 20. We had a member gift the week before. We've had a few people pick up their own memberships, so thank y'all for that. As you can tell, the channel has been rebranded. Since the rebrand, things have been getting pointed in the right direction, and that does include me getting back to setting some memberships or some member perks and things like that. So yeah, we are going to be working on those. I might be messaging some of y'all who are some of the monthly members. And when I message y'all, it's just going to be to get feedback on what kind of perks y'all would enjoy. Because what I don't want to do is do these and have one person show up. What's up, Wara? Glad to see you, man. But with all of that being said, the member goal for the tonight is 10. That can be gifteds, that can be singles, does not matter. Basically what that's going to get y'all is another game stream tonight. Like it's been going well. The past couple after the show have been good. Y'all seem to respond well. There's a lot of y'all who come by afterwards. So we're going to continue that. If we hit 10 gifted members or 10 members joining tonight, we will do another stream and we'll vote on the game that we'll be streaming later. So let's get started though about the reasons why y'all are here. No. Let's get started and see the people which are the reason why you're here. There we go. Words are hard. All right, let's bring them in. If I can press the button. There's the button.
Yeah, I kind of.
Okay.
There he is.
What's
Oh,
up,
there's
guys?
Thrifty. Were you reading War and Peace?
Did you make it?
I did.
Okay.
I finally made it. Oh no,
Okay.
it's I was rambling. I was doing what I was supposed to do, or what I'm good at, which is rambling. Okay, so as we start off every single week, we will start with Cosmic tonight. Cosmic, how are you, and what have you been playing?
I am good, Thrifty. Thank you for having me on the show again. It's good to be here with everybody. At the moment, I am just finishing up a couple games in my backlog as I prepare for Metal Gear Solid Delta, Hell Is Us, and then so many other games that come out in September. I'm almost halfway through. I'm not halfway through. I'm almost done with Mafia: The Old Country. I actually really enjoyed that game.
Nice.
Even though I didn't like. Okay, so I'm kind of 50-50 with Mafia 2, but Mafia: The Old Country, it being a much smaller title and everything, it really kind of was a lot better and more interesting in my eyes. And then I've just been catching up with smaller games here and there. Obviously I played the Battlefield demo when it was live. Can't wait for that game to come out. Obviously we were playing it on your stream.
Yeah.
So good fun. But I'm good to be here. Don't want to take up too much time letting Nate talk, but I'm excited for what's coming out.
I am too. I have Lost Soul Aside pre-ordered. Can't wait. Gonna get it. Gonna play it. Well, I really hope it's good. I was a lot more confident.
Yeah, I saw your X post, and now you seem a little iffy about it.
I was a lot more confident. Let's just say I'm glad I got it physical now. And because, like I've said before, digital only is for games that I know I never in a million years would want to get rid of, or I got it on a stupid low sale. Like, I have Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. Don't play Borderlands, but I got them both for like $5 each. So they're like, I have them, and I've never played them. Same with the BioShock collection. I own that digitally as well because I got it for like $15, I think.
Those are good games.
Like, I don't play them, but like at some point, if I want to, I wanted to have them, and they were cheap enough to where I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and grab them. But traditionally with new releases, if it's digital, it's because it's a game that I don't know, or that I know for fact I'm going to keep, like Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like God of War Ragnarok. Those are games that I never doubted for a half of a second that they would be awesome. So that's I am glad I got it physical, because worst comes to worst, I trade it in, get $30 and buy a different game. But I really, really hope it's good. Anyways, Nate, what have you been playing, and how are you?
No, I'm alright, man. Realistically, I've been playing Job Resume Simulator. So, except it's not a sim; it's definitely real life. So
That sucks, bro.
yeah, I think I've probably submitted my resume to over 100 locations at this point. So yeah, a couple interviews, some other stuff. So yeah, dealing with real life stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, I did platinum Mafia: The Old Country, which was really good. So
Nice.
100% of that. And then I completed Sword of the Sea. That was really good. We talked about that on my show. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the 100% on that one. I know Morgan ended up going for it, but I was just like, I enjoyed what I played, and I want to leave it right there. Like certain games, I'm just like, that was perfect. That was just what I needed.
It was perfect, wasn't it? Like, it just like it came
a
out
good
the
game.
bestest time. Like, it just did.
It is. Yeah, I enjoyed everything about it that I played the first time. I mean, I may go back later, but as of right now, it's just there's too much on the docket. So it's just like, no, and that's with me, really reeling back, for obviously while I'm, looking and stuff. Um, so it's really just getting ready for Super Robot Wars Y, which comes out in 2 hours
Nice.
for me. Anybody who follows me knows that I play Super Robot Wars like crazy. I have the platinum for all of them that are released on PlayStation, which that would be 3 or four now, and then 5 later when Y comes out. And then also like in between, I've been going back and forth. I went back and played a little Borderlands 3. Obviously, Borderlands 4 is coming. And then I've been finishing up my platinum run for Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. And then randomly, because I was in that whole relaxed state with Sword of the Sea.
Yes.
And they put it on Plus. So I decided to try the Coffee Talk game after Morgan profusely loved it to death.
Okay.
It's definitely interesting. It is different than whatever I thought I was gonna get into. It is different, and I won't spoil a thing about it. But yeah, you're definitely not just serving coffee. I mean that is what you're doing, but it's in a completely different environment than you think. And I vibe with it because I feel like honestly, if I owned a coffee shop, it would be like this coffee shop because he only opens the coffee shop at night and then he closes it like at like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning or something. And I was like, that is perfect hours. So apparently the coffee shop opens like for like a really short duration. So yeah, Coffee Talk's been interesting. And then I did briefly try Metal Gear Solid Delta on PC. Thankfully, I was able to get a patch or a mod for it because apparently Konami did not think to include ultra wide support. So thankfully, the community did that. Yes, yeah. So apparently, the guy explained it. So apparently, the reason they could do it so fast is because, well, funny enough, one of your topics that we're going to go over is because the game is Unreal Engine. So because the game is Unreal Engine, they already know where to move the screen and how to adjust the UI perfectly because it's the same in basically most of the Unreal games. So they did it in like a couple of hours and had ultra wide support put out.
And who is they? Just
I mean, it's just like an underground mod team.
Just a mod team.
They're just on, yeah, just a mod team that is on. They are just off of Reddit, like they're on Reddit, and then they just honestly they just posted on like open source download stuff like GitHub or whatever, and then it's just up to you if you want to download it. They explain how to upload it. I mean, honestly, it's easy. Like you're just downloading it, drop the files in, and magically when you open it back up, all of a sudden your game supports ultra wide. Honestly, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. It was incredible work. So yeah, amazing time. But yeah, like you guys said, there's a ton of stuff coming out. It's been crazy. I'm definitely picking and choosing carefully what I'm getting or what I'm gonna play. Like I said, with Super Robot Wars and then Borderlands 4, I'm a massive Borderlands fan, so I'm definitely picking that up. That was already decided way before all this. And then, like I was telling Cosmic before he got in here, that Priscilla really liked the Hell Is Us demo. So she already bought that on PC. So when she's not playing that, I can play her copy on Steam. So yeah, a lot of really crazy stuff coming.
So I'll tell you what really screws me up is Hell Is Us versus Hell Let Loose.
Oh yeah,
both,
yeah.
Both of those damn games. Because folks were talking about a new shooter coming out, and I heard Hell Is Us, and I was like, no, that's not a new shooter. That's like a Souls-like type game where you're like heavy action, hard combat, blah blah blah. Like, no, it's not. It's a freaking shooter. I'm like, no, and I start like I dig my heels in. I'm like, no, Hell Is Us is not a shooter. They said, no, dipshit, not Hell Is Us. I said, what do you, Hell Let Loose, Vietnam. I said, oh, yeah, that's a first-person shooter. That's just, like, and so it keeps screwing me up. It's just like, I can't tell you, when I did my review of Sword of the Sea, how many times I had to edit out Sea of Stars. I literally, at least 5 or 10 times, I had to edit out. One of them I just scrapped because I was talking at such a rapid cadence because I was in like a mini, like really excited section. And like I said, Sea of Stars like 3 times. And I was like, I can't make this disappear. I just can't. There's nothing, because I'm never going to get that tone and that cadence back. So even like splicing in separate audio wouldn't work. It would sound like the old Madden football games. He goes for the pass down the sideline, and Rodriguez catches the ball. He is now in the like. It would have sounded just terrible. So I do that crap all the time. Oh, what is up, Jez? You're alive and kicking. How are you, my friend?
Yeah,
You're alive. You're alive.
I'm hanging in there, man. I feel better than yesterday, but it's still like it's definitely teetering off. So I'm on the road to decongesting because, man, having the headphones, man, on yesterday and doing the talking on the headphones, man. After I was done, last night was bad, man. My head was killing me. Oh man, this head cold's not good. But yeah, I'm doing better today though. And I got the invite. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just playing on PlayStation. Let me jump on.
That's what I said. Like, dude, there was literally no pressure whatsoever. If you wanted to come on, come on. But like,
I appreciate it, dude.
It was really fun when I had done my show when I was out for a little bit, or when I had come on your show when I was out for a little bit. It was like, okay, I still like talking gaming. This is still fun.
Yeah, like I'm in it. I'm like, I was gonna play anyway. You're live. I'm like, yeah, I'll chill. But to carry like a whole show, like, yeah, I'm like, nah, I'll wait till Friday when like I'm not like coughing up a lung, like, and have to mute and stuff like that.
So Jez. Or not Jez, sorry, Josh. Yes, I did get confused. Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds screwed me up for the longest time. The absolute longest time. There's also another one that does it, and I can't remember what it is. But there's another game out there that sounds sort of similar to another title, and it screws me up too. But yeah, so Jez, have you been able to play anything, or you just been going home sleeping and trying to get better?
Yeah, I've been playing. I played Helldivers last night, to check out like the new stuff that they added, and then I did. I played over the weekend. I played Midnight Murder Club again because that game was just what a surprise that was. We had such a blast on that. I told my son about it, and we played. He got hooked on it, so I just been playing that over the weekend, and then yeah, I went to Anime NYC on Friday. Got to get a couple of autographs from Demon Slayer characters. Got Tanjiro, the voice actor, got his autograph, and Richio autograph. But that was awesome. Anime NYC was wild. Got a preview of a Spy X season 3, the Spy X family. I forget what it is. My son knew about it. I was like, whoa, got to the panel, listened to that. They saw a preview of season 3 there. And then what else? And then otherwise, yeah, just, I'm kind of waiting, like what Nate was saying, like really just seeing what game, like, cause there's so much coming out and it seems like some of these things are not ready for prime time, like Metal Gear and things like that. So I've been waiting. Yeah, I'm going to like select what I want. I know I want Borderlands. I know I want the Sonic racing game. The other one, which is the what is it? Phantom? Not the Phantom. I keep those two. If you want to talk about two games, Phantom Blade Zero and Lost Soul Aside. Those two, I mix those up all the time.
Me too.
I want Phantom Blade Zero. Lost Soul Aside, I feel like, is the pacifier for. Because I remember Lost Soul Aside was a much cooler looking game with the music, and that combat looked crazy. And Phantom Blade Zero, it looks good. It's giving me a little bit of a vibe of and I like this game though, is Forspoken. Like, it's giving me a little bit of that vibe of Forspoken and Devil May Cry.
You're talking, okay, so you just flipped them again. You're actually talking about Lost Soul Aside right now.
Lost Soul Aside, yeah, because Phantom Blade Zero is the cooler looking one.
Is the more Souls-like one, supposedly.
Yes, that one had like that awesome music and that crazy combat that was going on when they showed that one. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero. Lost Soul Aside. Holy shit. See, I forget about it. I'm never going to get it right unless it's in front of me. But yeah, that one, Lost Soul Aside, looks a little bit like, it's giving me that whole, a little bit of feeling of Devil May Cry and Forspoken type thing, because you have that kind of, that phantom that just, and that's the reason why, because that phantom and that thing that follows you kind of changes. It gives you, like, you could use it to glide for traversal. You use it as a sword, it forms a sword. So I think that's the phantom. That's why I keep thinking phantom. I'm like, oh, you travel around with that phantom thing.
That's a
that
good
kind
point.
of like, that's why I keep calling it phantom, but it's Lost Soul Aside. So that's why.
Yeah,
Because I keep thinking that's Phantom Blade.
Well, and Wara just said in the chat, there's what a mess. There's too many samey games, and that's, yeah.
Yeah, and they look alike too. Yeah, and that's the other thing, they look alike. So that I'm looking forward to. I was a little nervous about the review copies. I know it's one of your topics, and the fact that comes
What
out
review
on
copies?
Friday. Exactly. What review? Day one patch and all this other shit. I guess, man.
It's
That's
not
why we
a
gotta
day
be
one
careful,
patch.
man.
It is a day one. We have to finish the fucking game. Okay, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and get started
I know.
on that topic. He pulled my chain, and I this
So-
I'm not too happy. But before I do that, let me find
Lost
something.
patch aside.
Lost patch. Damn. Yes, because we were gonna lead off with UE5. That's
Sorry.
the article that I have pulled up, but you've done pulled my chain. But real quick,
It's the decongestant.
it's the decongestant.
It's a Sudafed.
It's the
I'm the old
medicine.
loopy. It's the medicine. I make you skip topics.
Dude, you're on Sudafed right now? Dude, you're gonna drool on yourself halfway through the
Yo.
stream.
I've been avoiding it for much as I've been taking like this Theraflu shit that just
Yeah.
basically has cough suppressant
Yes.
and acetaminophen, because I do not want to be taking that kind of that Dayquil shit. That thing puts you in a coma.
It does. It does. And the
Yeah,
I don't
Dayquil
want it.
hangover is worse than the NyQuil. Because the
It's-
NyQuil, at least you
Oh.
sleep through it. And you wake up, you feel a bit groggy
Yeah.
for 45 minutes. Dayquil, you'll like get off your work shift and feel like you got hit by a tank. It's
I know.
awful.
It's horrible.
so
like the
bad.
last time I had a head cold, I took that Sudafed stuff during the day, and it was like daytime my ass. I felt like at 3:00, I felt like I put my head through a computer screen. Like I was just like, oh my god, with the congestion and and that medicine, it just puts you in a fog. So I'm like,
So,
I'm been avoiding it.
real quick, I owe an apology to everybody who played Lies of P all the way through and saw my dumbass get 2 sections through and go, you know what? The combat's not that difficult. I'm really enjoying this. It's not that hard. I'm actually grasping the combat pretty well. I have not played that game in 3 days, and I don't know if I'm picking it up ever again. I can't kill a single human in the game. I can handle all the robots, I can handle all of that, but the humans, nope, they're too quick. I can't dodge, I can't parry, I can't move out of the way fast enough. I'm good. But I'm still going to try it. There's difficulties. So I kind of said no to that. I tried Prince of Persia through PS Plus. I don't know what Will and Henry or whoever it was the other day were talking about it, but that game sucks ass. I
Yeah,
hate
Will was talking about it. I
It's-
think it was last week.
It's glitchy as shit. It's
I skipped
jerky
for me. I
with the
didn't touch it.
movement, and I don't even think it's a glitch. I think that's just how they designed the character movement, which, hell no. Don't do it. Just leave it alone. I made it like 45 minutes in, and I was like, I
Yeah.
can't.
That's why I get the feeling why they shadow dropped it. It's just kind of like just put it out there. It just like
Yeah. Trails in the Sky, FC, been playing through that demo, been streaming it. We'll be streaming it again over the weekend. Be finishing. No, I'm sorry. I'll be streaming it again tomorrow night in hopes of finishing it before Lost Soul Aside comes out, because I want to do a launch party for Lost Soul Aside in the afternoon tomorrow once I pick it up from GameStop. And then I try to. You mentioned. Okay, so Nate, you mentioned like a Zen game earlier, and you were in kind of that Zen indie feel because of Sword of the Sea. And I was kind of in the indies as well, and I saw that Cult of the Lamb had been put on PlayStation Plus. And I wasn't. Here's the thing: I'm not trying to spend any extra right now because I have a full price game or almost full price game coming on Friday. So like, I don't want to dive into anything and get hooked on anything before Lost Soul Aside. So I was like, Cult of the Lamb, I'll try it out. And yes, Josh, you are 100% correct. It is not a Zen game. It is not Zen at all. That game is wild. Like, the crap that happens, it starts off sacrificing a poor little lamb on the altar. Now, like, it turns you into this, like, demonic lamb that goes and, like, recruits people for your cult. Hint, the cult of the lamb. But, like, it's freaking wild. But it may not be Zen, but it is indie. And it's a fun time. So I've been playing that, and I'll just give y'all my son's resume right now, because my 6-year-old's been putting in work on Astrobot, Astro's Playroom, and Minecraft, and Sword of the Sea. So he's also been hopping around all the way through it. It's also Australian. Oh, that's cool. But Lost Soul Aside is the game that I'm super looking forward to. And at least I was. Because, and I still am, I can't let my fandom and the way it looks and everything, like, shut the hell up and let me make a smart decision and just cancel the pre-order and put that money somewhere else. Because I really want to play the game. I want to be there day one. I want to play it day one. And I've been excited for it since I saw the third trailer for it. And so it's well, because if I say the first trailer, they're going to be like, "Oh, you mean the one back in like 2017?" No,
Yeah,
not that
8
one.
years ago.
Not that one. No. But like, and so you kind of have to make sure that you say the right thing, because people in the chat will be on you for it. So, anyways, let's pull this up real quick. Here's the Twitter. Here is the post that kind of was like, okay, they're owning it, but the more I kept reading it, the more I had a problem with it. So here's what it says. You can see it on the screen. It says, "Dear players, the world of Lost Soul Aside opens in just 3 days. We truly appreciate your patience and excitement throughout this long wait. Kaiser and Arena, I think those are the names, are eager to embark on this adventure alongside you. To deliver the most refined experience possible, a day one update patch will be available starting on launch day." Cool. This update includes the following. So right now, I'm fine, right? I'm reading this and I'm like, cool. No big deal. Day one patch. Every game does it. Okay, I hate it, but it is what it is. It's like subscription services. We gripe about it, but at the end of the day, Netflix still gets the $22 from some of y'all. Paramount and Peacock still get the $8 and like $12 that I think those two charge from my household. Like, there's YouTube channels that I support. Like, so screw it. Subscriptions are there, and we still pay them and we still use them. So whatever. I'm fine, right? This is okay. And I keep reading. Comprehensive performance optimizations and stabilization improvements for smoother gameplay. All right, cool. They found an issue, had to get it corrected, didn't have enough time, got it corrected for a day one patch. Gravy. Fantastic. Visually enhanced efforts for deeper immersion in the dazzling world of unknown powers. Okay, this is like if somebody says, hey, the lighting's a bit off, but we got a hot fix for it. Fantastic. Great. Visually enhanced efforts for deeper immersion. Okay, the next one, audio refinements. Got it. No problem. It was this last one that really effed me up. Final polishing and gameplay upgrades throughout for a complete adventure. That part right there is what, coupled with the next line, really bothered me, because the next line says, "We strongly recommend that you connect to the internet, download and install the update as soon as you have the game. This will ensure you experience Lost Soul Aside under the best conditions." So, final polishing, gameplay upgrades throughout to make sure the whole dang thing is ready to go, and that you can have a quote-unquote complete experience, alluding to the fact that it's incomplete right now without the patch. The game should have, Josh, the game should have never gone gold. It's not ready.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, Cosmic. I'll let you weigh in on this first, and I might hop back in and tag team with some of y'all. But like, go ahead. We'll start with Cosmic. What do you think about this, man? Like, I don't know if you put money on this, but this game has my $65. So what do you think about this?
I mean, look, the game does pique my interest, but I'm not picking it up. But when I do read that tweet and I see what they're saying, I agree with what Josh's sentiment is, that the game should have never went gold. I think maybe they should have delayed it. I don't know how big this team is, So it's kind of hard to tell if this was, if there's just not enough manpower to fix everything on time. It's kind of something I'd have to do a little bit more research into. But I formally don't have an opinion on it as somebody who's not buying the game day one, who doesn't have money put into it. I don't want to formulate an opinion off of a game that I'm not going to buy. But just from the sound of it, it doesn't sound like it's ready. It sounds like it needs to go back in the oven for a little bit.
That's what kind of weirded me out about this, because if it needs to go back in the oven, they delayed it internally like a couple times. One that we know about for sure. They had a release date on it, and they delayed it again. Like, here's the thing. Somebody said in the Discord over the past few days that whoever was going to buy this game and be excited about this game, they've made their decision on it, like, already. We're already excited. We're already in it. We've already wanted it. It did it for us. And we've already pre-ordered it and all of that. But more than that, we've already waited an additional year. We've already then had to wait an additional, like, 5 months. What would have been the harm of waiting another month, other than the fact that Ghost of Yotei is right, like another month puts it on September 29th, and October 4th is Ghost. So, like, I get that part.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why Thrifty. I think the development team wanted to get this game out before Sony's big heavy holiday hitter comes out. Because we all know once that game comes out, it's going to steal the spotlight, and not a lot of other games are going to get that attention outside of maybe Battlefield and maybe some other stuff.
Right. So, Nate, let's just go down the list. And Nate, what you got on this, man? What's your thoughts on this?
I find it weird. Number one, like I said, not having any sort of reviews prior to the game. The game is literally coming out tomorrow. Like that is a major red flag to me. Now I'm not going to tell you that's a guarantee, because we have had games before that did that and then scored phenomenal. So I'm not going to say that that's the nail in the coffin. Everything we've seen from the game leading up to the game looks really, really good. If I was a character action fan with RPG elements, I'd probably be excited too. So yeah, I wouldn't write it off just yet. Based on at least some things that are being leaked early that I've kind of seen running around, where people have kind of either gotten it early or, just from the mail or wherever. They seem to be enjoying it. So I'm not going to say it's anything negative. It just sounds like they had quite a bit of cleanup to do. And they're really insistent on that day one patch, which is understandable. I get it. I've been playing Killing Floor 3, and they just did like their 4th hotfix. So, but I've still been enjoying the game in the meantime.
Sure.
So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it sounds crazy. Like I said, I'm a lot like Cosmic said. It's not something I'm picking up day one. Like this, it never was for me, despite me thinking it looks really good. I kind of need to see more. For me, it's got to have a pretty fleshed out RPG system for me to even care. Just because, like, I kind of grew out of the flashy Devil May Cry thing was enough substance for me. It's not enough. Like, I need more. Like, I need a deeper system that is going to evolve over time, and the character, and the move sets, and all these things are going to be customizable and changeable as they go along. So I got to see some more depth. So I'm gonna wait and see with it. But yeah, I wouldn't freak out just yet. But yeah, it sucks to have it pre-ordered and then kind of not get that reassurance before launch that we're used to, where at least a day or two you can be like, okay, cool, like I'm all in. It got an 80. I'm good to go.
Right.
I'm good with that. Or I got a 75. Cool. I'm still good with that. It seems like some people are mixed, but I think I'm gonna love it. You know, because you get games like that, right?
Sure.
I always tell plenty of times when you like some of the more niche titles that we like, you already know 90% of the people who try it are not going to really love it, but you've played those types of games before, so like, oh, I'm gonna love it. Like it's cool. So I already expected to have a polarizing opinion. So it's like you're not really sure what it is that's going on because, like I said, you haven't been able to get any real feedback. But at least if I'm going based off the little bit that's kind of leaked out from people, like I said, who've had it early, I don't know. They seem to be enjoying it, so that would probably be my best bet. But yeah, I find it weird because on top of that, PlayStation especially has gone out of their way, and PlayStation and partners, specifically like pretty much stuff on the China Hero project, and obviously them working with the other game, Stellar Blade. Like Stellar Blade, like reviewed mad early and reviewed crazy well. So
We got a demo.
and was
yeah,
polished as hell.
it was polished as hell. The demo was great. Like
Demo sold a lot of people on it.
It did.
Hell,
It
got
did.
me.
And it was the big thing, like where I haven't gotten that one definitive showcase of that game yet that has pulled me in because I told people I wasn't even day one on Stellar Blade until the final showing. And then the final showing, they showed like her sitting down and them going through the RPG mechanics and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, this looks real good. And then, like you said, and then I jumped on the demo because and big reason, because this is a big reason I avoid demos. Typically, if they don't have this now, but the demo flowed into the game. So you could just start from wherever you were in the demo, so you didn't have to start over. Because I hate that too. Like, I don't want to play the demo and then start over and have to play the demo part again.
That was nice.
So, yeah. So they did a lot of things really right with that one. So, yeah, man, I don't know. We're gonna wait and see with this one. Like I said, it looks good though. Like, even though, like I said, I'm not a massive character action fan these days, it looks really good, and it's definitely something I've considered at least picking up on sale, maybe Black Friday or something. So we'll see what happens.
That didn't reassure me at all, Nate. Appreciate you.
I know.
So Jez, what do you think about this, man? Like, we railroaded Starfield's ass for selling a 3-day early access, but not letting people review the damn game until launch day, which means the people who paid for early access couldn't do reviews on it or anything until launch day.
They couldn't share gameplay. They took it down.
Right, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
For a whole week.
And so now we have this where people have already gotten review copies and have been told, hey, don't do it. Don't. Wait for the patch. So, like, yeah, go ahead.
So seeing that I'm not surprised about that tweet, but there's definitely some things in there that were kind of lighting to enhance the. I'm like, there's definitely. It sounds like this is not like a couple of polishing stuff. This sounds like there's some elements that they have to. We strongly recommend that you wait for the patch to play, and the fact that there's no review copies that are going out early and having a review. And I think the biggest warning sign on this that I've seen is the lack of the Sony push. There was not a lot of state of play coverage on it. No breakdown of systems of how they broke down Stellar Blade, and they showed how you could do other things. She had encampments and things like that, and there were RPG elements to Stellar Blade. And you know what Sony is with their games, that they get behind and they push. They definitely do some sort of like highlight of the systems and the characters and where you go and the environments. And we didn't see that with this game. Like, we got a couple of trailers dropped here and there, but it's been kind of on the hush-hush. And on top of that, it got delayed again. I think it would have been better in May, if it was fine. Like, I think that was a better window of releasing. I think there's a lot of competition now for it to kind of come out now that maybe people may be more tolerant and, when it's a little dry, like early in the year. But now it's showtime, and I don't think people are going to tolerate, just waiting for patches. And the fact that it's not getting that, that PR that you would get where the game's coming out, it's releasing on a weird day too, like a holiday weekend, in the US at least. There's a couple of warning signs there with that one. I would suggest, Thrifty, that if you like what you've seen and what you saw already, no way saying don't play it. But you may want to use that new PlayStation feature, the refund.
You can't. So listen, there's a reason I'm not covering that because it's not a new feature. All they did was make the process easier if somebody accidentally downloads the game.
So what I recommend you do is do a video on how easy the process is, and use that game as an example for you, and then see how the reviews go, and then you could just order it. Like unless there's no. Yeah, do a video, show everybody how you can easily refund Lost Soulside, Phantom Blade Zero, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Whatever one of those. And show how easy it is, the process is now to refund, that they just put it front and center. You don't have to do I've always refunded my games like the Gears of War. I refunded it through a PlayStation chat. I got a chat bot.
Apparently the game is only 12 hours long. Somebody posted a full game walkthrough. I just looked.
And it's $60 too. On top of that, it's not a $70 game.
And the guy beat it in 12 hours. Now, how much side content did he do? Is there side content to be had? We don't.
Is it a good 12 hours?
Is
it a good 12 hours?
Did he just rush through it and everything? Yeah.
I would say, man, I've had 5 minutes.
There's a lot of warning signs, and I would say right now, I'm with the Innate and Cosmic. I'm holding off, man. There's no pre-order bonus. There's no early access.
Nope.
There's really no reason to pre-order this unless you're really hyped for it and been waiting and really like what you see. And I like it, but I want to see. I'm not. Even the environments and the fighting, I think there's some cool combat there, but it does look very barren. Like, it looks kind of barren, like the way they just have like one enemy on a screen and you just fight that enemy. There's not a lot of stuff going on dynamically, like with the environment going on. Like, yeah, there's some like flashing and stuff like that with lights, and maybe the day one patch that shows up more. But it's definitely that latest gameplay that we saw. It didn't get me super excited. I like the combat though. I like the Devil May Cry type combat, that flashy combat, Bayonetta type stuff, that crazy stuff. So I do like that. Like, I'm not a fan of the whole stamina, Souls type. I swing and then block and then parry and swing and then I die and I lose all my progress. I go get my soul back, and I don't have time. I don't have a lot of time for those kind of games. But this one I do like, the action. But there's too many warning signs, and I think the biggest one is this is a China Hero project, and the way Sony treated Stellar Blade, like we were just talking about the demo and the polish and the lead up to it. Sony, state of play, like, are they that clueless? Like, Ghost of Yotai got a state of play, but no kind of like promotion of this game at all.
They did do a 8-minute developer dive in it, talking about the features for PC, the PS5 Pro, things like that. They talked about the journey, and one of the things that I was going to say...
They did? When did they do that? They did it in a couple days ago. State of...
No, God, no. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all been
5 days ago. Yeah, that's what I just looked up.
YouTube. It's all been through their YouTube.
Yeah.
Honestly,
listening
to the stuff that they said in there, though, got me really excited. The other thing that got me excited was... If you watch the trailer from 6 months ago, the one that was February, March, I think, and you watch the newest one where they show off the different weapons that you can use with basically the Cuff 2.0, the arena. And if you look at all of those, everything looks a shit ton better. It
looks good.
It looks like they actually took time. So what frustrates me is it looks fine in the trailer, and it looks like some gameplay moments in the trailer that look a whole lot better than they did before. But you're still not to where it needs to be, and that's the problem. Are we at a point where if I don't do the day one patch, or if I didn't do the day one patch, would I be able to play the whole game? Because it sounds like you don't get a complete experience with it if you don't do the day one patch.
But you're getting it on day one. See, if they were making you get the game early and then tell you about the day one patch, then that would be a scam.
Sure.
I paid early.
That's a whole different story.
That's the whole story. The fact that you're going to get it on day one, I think the day one thing does have some error, some caution. But the thing is, it's more for reviewers than you're going to get it on day one patch. So whether it is pre-patch or post-patch, you're not going to have that issue. But it is a little bit of a warning sign that those kind of things are getting patched in, especially if there's physical versions and people don't have internet and things like that. Or some of the reviews may be a little more, pre-patch reviews and stuff like that. So I don't... But I would say as a purchaser, I wouldn't worry about a day one patch because you're going to get it on day one.
Yeah. I'm there,
but
and
it is a little, I've seen day one patch. Like, everybody talks about day one patches, and that's been a thing.
it's just like we can go through the games that have. We can still use the same Twitter feed that I showed just a second ago, which is just some of my bookmarks.
Yeah.
And we could look at the NPD list and College Football 26 day one patch, and the EA Sports.
Oh, they
MVP
all have.
one,
Everybody
like,
got
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
all there, but these guys didn't look at somebody and go, "Hey, you need to download this." Like, that's the part
and
that
what I'm
gets me, but
saying,
you're right.
I know Stellar Blade's not a China hero, but I'm saying
yeah.
Sony's behind it, and PlayStation definitely gave it a nice runway for
the other
their
person
game.
that I haven't heard
know.
talk about this, who normally talks up the China hero games.
Who?
Take a guess. Who's the guy that the entire PlayStation Nation listens to when he says buy a game? Every single one of us go out and get it. Who's that dude? Who used to work at PlayStation. I'll give that little bit away.
Talking about Shuhei?
Shuhei Yoshida. He ain't said a damn word of one about Lost Soul Aside. I ain't heard him talk about it. I ain't heard him say nothing. I ain't heard him say, hey, I'm interested in this game. This game looks good. He did it for Sword of the Sea. He did it for, I'm just looking real quick. He did it for Lumens. He's doing it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Lumens.
Like,
I can't wait for that.
He's doing it for others. He's did it for Lumens right there. He did it for damn it, what's it? Hollow Knight. Like, he's still been recommending games recently. But somehow this one, Blueprints, he did it for that. Like, he has his pulse on this market and on the China hero stuff, and he hasn't said a single fucking word.
Yeah, and you even look at the 9 days ago, like the Arena Power trailer, and like I'm saying, even the stuff that PlayStation's been sharing about it, you really are not seeing, like, they're 1 minute, 5 minute, like, they're not these dives of, like, there's so much to this game. There's definitely, I'm just looking it up on YouTube to see, like, what PlayStation has really shown that much, and they're really short videos. Weapons trailer, like, they're 2 minute videos, like, it's just like, yep, like,
and it's
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The only upside is
it's
being developed in Unreal 4, not UE5. So that is an upside because
that is an upside.
Because apparently
UE5's a bit of a mess right now.
Oh my god, what a piece of trash.
So here's the deal. Yes, but other devs can make the damn thing work and make it work really, really well. So what's the problem? And this is a beautifully wonderful placed, not forced transition into the next topic. Because the next topic is actually going to address that very thing. It is right here. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney says, oh, by the way, I mentioned it before. This is from Windows Central. I very rarely find any article that's worth a damn from Windows Central. But
it's not Bootleg Jez.
It is not. It is Adam Hales. And funny enough, that's about the only person from here that Nate was saying earlier that when he finds an article from here that's good, it's usually from this dude. So
yeah, not bootleg.
Why he works there? Why you work there? I have no idea. Go take your talent somewhere else.
So
he's hoping it's going to turn to Windows Phone Central again.
And like Josh just pointed out, Tim Sweeney also has a reason to talk up UE5. I get that.
Oh, Tim Sweeney's a biatch.
But let's listen to what he says, because he makes a lot of sense here. This is one of the times where I look at a person who's saying the thing and I go, huh, I actually agree with you. It's like that one dude who used to work for Forbes. What the hell's his name? Shoot. Nobody likes him. What's his name?
Tassie?
Yes, Paul Tassie. Like, there's been an article or two over the 3 years I've been doing this that have been decent from him. That's a broken clock, my guys. Like, that's all that is. But, so let's listen to this real quick. He said, there's no doubt that Unreal Engine 5 has become one of the most popular tools for building modern games. More and more studios are shifting to UE5, including Halo Studios, which has finally left behind its long-serving Blam engine, which
I wouldn't be using them as an example.
Right. It's not smooth sailing, though, because UE5 has earned a reputation for stunning visuals, but also for frustrating performance problems. Now, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney has weighed in on why so many games built with the engine are struggling. UE5 introduced blah, 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 blah. Now it's talking about the Lumen graphics, the nanite technology, all that shit. Let's get back to the thing. That said, not every... So even after all this bullcrap, and Lords of the Fallen, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, and Oblivion Remastered were criticized for struggling performance across PC, Xbox Series X and S. Well, Wu-Chang didn't even have Xbox Series S and X until recently, so give them a break on that one. That said, not every UE5 has faltered. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Epic's own Fortnite stand out as examples.
Senua's Saga played itself, Tim Sweeney.
Sure.
Fuck outta here,
I
bullshit.
will add the real
Autoplay
example they should
mode.
have used, which was Expedition 33. That's the one they should have used for how UE5 is supposed to be implemented in game.
Yeah.
Two
dudes did that.
Yeah. Tim Sweeney has stepped out and addressed this via This Is Games and the later translated by Claus whatever. He explained that many developers build with the high-end hardware in mind first, leaving optimization for lower-spec machines until the end of production. The main cause is the order of development. Many studios build for top-tier hardware first and leave optimization for low-spec testing for the end. Ideally, optimization should begin early before full content build-out. According to Sweeney, Epic is working on solutions to make that process even easier. We're doing two things: strengthening engine support with more automated optimization across devices, and expanding developer education so optimized early becomes standard practice if needed. Our engineers can step in. So, then they go into a little bit more stuff on here, but basically what he's saying is they kind of have to stop trying, if I'm understanding this correctly, and then Nate, Jez, Cosmic, if y'all are better PC guys than me, then please explain this shit to me. Because what it sounds like he's saying is, okay, so listen, what y'all are doing first is if you're developing a game, let's say for the PS5 and PC, you're developing it for the 5090 first, and then you're developing it later on down the line for the whatever's next, and then the PS5 Pro, and then the PS5, and then you're going down in the smaller, or the older systems, rather, the older PCs end up running like a toaster oven. That's what it sounds like to me, and he's saying that, hey, y'all need to start earlier on in the process, getting optimization up, making sure it runs before we start adding in all the extra shit. That's what I take from that, and so that to me sounds like it puts it back on the developers and says, and I understand, I think Epic owns Unreal, so I understand.
Of course they do.
This is, I understand that this is
they
like,
got that shit working in Fortnite, so that's what
Right.
they're done.
I
they're
understand
done.
that this is one of those things where it like, okay, cool, we own it, so we're talking it up and everything, but it does stand to reason that if some developers are able to get it right, what are these other developers doing it wrong? Tim Sweeney provides the answer to that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go bottom up this time. Jez, I'm going to go to you first, then Nate, then Cosmic. Obviously, if y'all have stuff y'all want to jump in and say, be my guest. So, what are we looking at here? Are we looking at UE5 being just clunky and not worth it or whatnot? Or are we looking at an issue where developers need to do what Tim Sweeney is saying here and change the way they're developing using UE5?
Tim Sweeney is talking out his asshole.
Okay.
I'll tell you right there now. Because first off, from my understanding, game development always is they build on PC, the most powerful, like, the highest end, their dev kits or whatever, and then they scale down to put it on other consoles. They build with the highest assets and scale down. I remember back when we interviewed back playing Xbox, when we interviewed the State of Decay developers, and we're talking about this code development, PC and console gaming at the same time, and they said we developed the assets on PC and then we scaled them down for console. So like his whole thing, like they should be doing this. I think that's just the cost of development. But this is where Tim Sweeney stumbles on his whole message. Unreal Engine 5 was debuted on the PlayStation 5, biatch. It showed an Unreal Engine 5. Exactly. No, not even the Matrix demo. The one with the girl walking around in the caves and the tessellation of the rocks and shit. The first Unreal Engine 5 demo was ran in-game supposedly on a PlayStation 5. So that was not the strongest piece of tech at the time. There were stronger, graphics cards at the time. So you chose to show Unreal Engine 5 running on a PlayStation 5 for the Unreal Engine demo. Like that was the first one, was on a PS5. wasn't on like a 3090 or a 3090 Ti X2. Like, it was on a PS5. It was on a console. And so if you showed it on there and that's what you were doing, then the assumption was that this thing was going to be, optimized for next generation, which was going to be the PS5 and the Xbox One. The problem they're having is that this shit is not optimized and running for these consoles. And these consoles now are the most equivalent to PC. So it's not even that they got to like port these graphics over from these i86 PCs to Power PCs or something like that. They just scale them down within the same x86 architecture with the AMD processors and all of those shit. So the problem is that their engine has too many bells and whistles and doesn't seem to be very optimized to run games at higher performance. Remember, they are an engine that wants to have all these visual things. Like, look at her face, Hellblade 2. Oh, look at all the face reactions that she's doing. Oh, while she's making all those fucking wild-ass faces and they're capturing it. And yeah, they're capturing it. Yeah, exactly. And it's all done with the highest fidelity and all this other stuff. But performance, which that's what people want. See, the thing is that we've moved more into, we want the frames, the graphics too, but it's not just pretty graphics and not and laggy ass frames. People want the performance and they want the graphics. And the problem is that when you have these engines that throw in all this lighting and all this other stuff, we're seeing the farce of ray tracing. It was the most talked about feature of this generation, and it is the one that we don't even want to see because the performance drops terribly. And it's taken graphic cards to do some upscaling, the shit that we used to make fun of in the Xbox and PlayStation 4 generations with checkerboard rendering and all this scaling bullshit. And everybody's like, native 4K, bitch. PC got native 4K. You guys are upscaling. That's all we are doing now is upscaling, because in order to get the performance that we expect with the graphics that they want to do, you got to finesse the whole system and have it not run in native resolutions because the system's going to tank. You got to run the systems at lower resolutions and have AI figure out the resolution. So we're all in an upscale environment. And now it seems the future is who got better AI, who got AI 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. It's fucking stupid. Like, it sucks that we're using now just computers to simulate. We can't do raw power anymore. We got to have computers now have better AI. And what a marketing term. Oh, DLSS 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. Dude, the numbers are never going to fucking end. We'll be at DLSS fucking 10.7, 10.8 and 911. Like, it's not going to end. It's ultimate marketing. And it's more reasoning. Like, you see these chips, the 5090, the 4090, all they're talking about when that dude in the leather jacket pulls out his fucking graphics card, all he's talking about is like, well, this has the new AI. Well, it sounds like that, that sounds like a software thing. Like, why couldn't you put that in the other chips? Well, we're pulling some iPhone shit right now, with these new graphics cards. And well, this don't support FrameGen 3.0. FrameGen 2.0 is supported on the 4090s, but the 5080 that has you could now do FrameGen 4. Dude, we are using fake frames now to simulate a better performance. That's what the industry is going to. And I don't know where Unreal fits into that shit. Maybe they weren't ready for all this manipulation, or maybe they were depending on it, and it's just not there. But Unreal 5 is getting a bad rap, and I'm going to tell you right now, Unreal 5, we're going to get Unreal 6 a lot sooner, and it's going to be the I'm sorry edition. We're sorry, Unreal 5 just didn't make it. Unreal 6 fixes all the fuck shit that Unreal 5 did. I'm telling you, that's what Unreal 6 is. Unreal 6 is going to be the Windows 10 to Windows 8. They're going to say, because Unreal 5 had bad marketing. That's son of a bitch. He wants to use Halo. Halo shit space was face down, ass up. They couldn't even add content. The engine was so bad that they're doing Unreal 5. I would not use Halo Studios as an example of Unreal 5. And why don't you talk about?
We remember developers saying that they stuck with UE4 because UE5 would have been too much of a hard leap to make. Josh and I was talking to Josh a little bit in the chat. And he had said this also, guys. We are an interactive chat here. We will read your messages and we will respond to several of them.
I need a drink now.
They want to make game dev easy, then do it on your engine, not change the dev procedures. And I said, okay. So after I read that, I was like, yeah, that is kind of strange when you say it like that. Like, hearing it out loud sounds strange. Like, we're here to help you, but you have to do everything our way. Like, correct. He said, Sony pushed for easier dev work, but it wasn't changing procedure, it was making things easier. Don't think Unreal Engine 5 was ready for prime time. So,
Yeah.
and he said Batman Arkham Knight is still on UE3. That game fucking runs amazing. That game, I am so happy. I have Arkham Origins on Steam, and I'm about to buy the Arkham Trilogy. It's like $2 because those games, holy shit, they will melt your eyeballs on
Arkham
even...
Knight.
Oh.
It's 10 years old, and
Matter of
it's
fact.
still. It's 10 plus years old, and the game looks like it's could have been made today and released
Yeah.
today.
Oh.
And it works on all the current gen graphics cards. It looks incredible. Like
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, like, so y'all know that I don't have just the most amazing rig in the world, but it definitely does what it's supposed to, and it definitely works right. And I've tested it on a few games lately, and I'm hitting upwards of 90 to 110 frames per second. According to my monitor, I don't know what the actual in-game is giving me, but according to my monitor, it's giving me that in games like Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Like, in games like Diablo, I'm hitting like 170, but that's super simple. But like, it's amazing to me the level of power that can be pushed out by even just a $1,000 PC, which probably now is about an $800 PC. I looked it up the other day, and my graphics card's about $300 in here today. And so, like, it's not top of the line. I could put a 50, 60 in here, and it would be an improvement. So that's where I'm kind of sitting. But everything that you can do on PC, there's so many freaking variables. There's so much. That is one of the weirdest things when I downloaded the Diablo mod, and it was like, you can customize all of these settings, like visual settings. I was like, oh, cool, we'll have like 3 or 4. No, there's like 10 or 12 that, like, you can do shadows, you can do lighting, you can do flame effects, you can, like, every little thing has a setting in here. It's really stupid. But, like, so I understand what they're talking about, but also, Innate, I do want to go ahead and get your thoughts on UE5 before I derail us completely. So, what are your thoughts? And then Cosmic will wrap up with you on this topic.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a number of things are complicated. UE5's biggest thing that happened, like I stated, was when they did the initial update for UE5, but when they definitely started introducing the nanites and started actually utilizing those, that was actually a significant update. This is actually a big reason why I constantly keep telling people to stop telling people, stop building things based on Fortnite. Like their PCs, when kids are like, oh, I just want to play Fortnite at 150 FPS or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, Fortnite is not Roblox, and people need to stop confusing that. Fortnite is basically the poster child for what Unreal Engine can do with everything turned on when you max it out. So on PC, like this game is no joke, right? Like, it has their nanites, all their volumetric, anything you can name it, all the fun names, right? If you turn it up to max, ray tracing, the whole nine, right? Like, it looks like a completely different game. But most people don't even know what Fortnite looks like when it's turned up to max, because most people who have the rig for it still don't run it at that, because these people are playing, well, yeah, exactly,
competitively.
They want the frames, so they're looking for 160, like 240 FPS, so they're turning certain things off. Yeah, and then other people, you turn off other things like foliage and stuff, because you don't want people to be able to hide in bushes from you and other stuff. Like, competitive FPS gaming, or just in general, is just crazy. But like I said, when it's turned up to max, it is no joke. Like, you need a solid rig to run Fortnite maxed out, even at 1440p. Like, it's a beast. So part of the problem, right? Like, so I get what he's saying, right? some of the issue is realistically the optimization from the teams and how they're going about it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily that they're all doing it top down. I just think the talent varies from team to team, right? I think the thing that you're going to see that's going to change this is part of what he said, though. They basically have now, and this is why I said most people didn't watch the footage beyond this. The Witcher 4 demo, right, that was put on not too long ago, explains Unreal Engine 5.6 specifically. This has been basically one of the first times where the entire focus of an update has been optimization. So a lot of the struggles and stuff you see from some of these teams that really struggle to optimize for Unreal Engine, I think you're going to see a big shift once a lot of these teams are working on 5.6 and up. It's how they were able to show
6.0.
Oh yeah, I mean
Unreal 6.0, we fixed Unreal 5.
I mean eventually, but but 5.6 specifically, if you watch the footage, they explain a lot because you could see people freaking out over The Witcher 4 and how it looked, and there's no way it's running like that. This is bullshit. Blah blah. You know that like, people were freaking out, right? Because everybody's basing what it looks like based on how we know games to run now, right? But they actually explain again. If people watch it, you don't got to be a rocket scientist to understand. I don't build games. They are infinitely more complex than anything that I do. But they explain it in a way that you can understand, and they talk about what it would normally run like to show you the screen. They're showing like this huge forest and all this other stuff going on, and people are like, oh man, how is that? How are they rendering that? Because they're telling them that this is 60 FPS running on a PS5. This is 100% the target render that we're going for. This is actually being rendered. It's not just a target render though. It is being rendered currently as you're seeing it on a PS5. We're just using a dev kit to show you so that we can, cut up the footage and show you accordingly how we want to show you what's actually happening. When they talk about changing to voxels for the trees and how they're able to achieve that ridiculous draw distance and this massive, hugely dense forest and all this other stuff. So I think you're going to see a big change in it. When exactly that happens, I don't know, because development is weird, right? Like some basically you end up with a bunch of hybrids when people are in development. Like, per example, Killing Floor, a game that I played for a very, very long time. I'm talking years and years and years, right? When Killing Floor 2 came out, they have a completely customized blood system that runs on top of Unreal Engine 4. Then Unreal Engine 5 was coming out, so that game runs on like a hybrid of 4 but almost 5. So it runs on like Unreal 4.5 custom. So it has a bunch of custom stuff that no one else has. So like that's what I'm saying, because based on the development and where they were at the time, what they could implement and how much they could update the game varies. So you're not going to see these until the 5.6 is being actually utilized with some of these games, and I think you'll see a big draw and change in the performance from some of these titles. But basically all that really happened, and that's something he's not really explaining, with the introduction of nanites and all this other really high-end tech that they introduced. You introduced a bunch of turn the settings up to max without any optimization. So they didn't really explain to anyone how to optimize it, which is why for the longest, the only people who had reasonably optimized games was them, right? So, you never saw a time when, Fortnite was struggling to run, right? They had the 120 FPS mode on PlayStation 5, the whole 9 yards. They always knew how to tune everything perfectly. But a lot of these studios were taking the latest version, turning everything on, and then you're seeing some studios where they don't know how to turn certain things off. So you're stuck with almost like how you saw an example where some of the games we got for a while there, we had 2 or 3 games where like ray tracing was stuck on, like, and they were just like, oh, that's just how we designed it. Well, and it was like real. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what you're running into, is a bunch of this tech just being introduced, where it's like it's the new hotness before it's optimized. And then when 5.6 launches, you're going to see a lot. That's why he said we're implementing a lot more automated optimization, because they're basically noticing people are not doing it on their end. So the entire focus of the 5.6 update is to kind of remove some of that work from the developer side, and create a more consistent, more optimized experience across Unreal. So I think you'll see a lot better coming from some of these studios later. But the big reason you don't see some of these issues when you're like, how come this game uses Unreal and it struggles, and then this other game doesn't? The reason is those things I was explaining to you. Some of them just have some of that, all that extra background stuff turned off, like the nanites and all this other stuff. They're not using the super realistic, overblown, features, and the game still looks good. You can cut a lot of that stuff off, and the game will still look good. But some of them are not turning that stuff off, so you're getting experiences now where, what is it? Metal Gear Solid, right? So Metal Gear Solid is insane right now, and it's going to need quite a bit of optimization patches. It is super heavy to run, but you can tell, and just from running my graphics card on it last night, like my room started heating up just from running
No
like
shit.
that game. Yeah, yeah. My
Whoa.
man, my PC was moving some heat. So yeah, you can tell when you're running something that's just really pushing, and like really pushing is not always a good thing. And I mean, my rig is pretty top end at this point. Um, so yeah, I mean, for my rig to warm up, it's definitely running pretty heavy. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, that's the big question is, like you said, why does it run like that on some and not the other? It's really all about the settings and what they turn off as far as some of those later features like the nanites and stuff like that. Because you can test this stuff yourself. Anybody who games on PC can get on Fortnite, and you can turn this stuff on and off and just watch how drastic of a change your frames have when you turn nanites off, when you turn the lumens. Lumens is another thing that they came out with. Their lumens associates with the nanites. Then there's also they have 3D individual detail for geometry, which again, you're not going to see all this stuff on a console, right? But on Fortnite, I can see all this stuff on my PC and turn it on and off, and there's just certain things will cut your frames drastically, and then but you don't get a visual difference. So that basically what I'm explaining to you is a version of optimization, right? Something I can do from the user side, where I can optimize my game and my experience based on what my PC is capable of. But on consoles, you're always dependent on for the developer to do that and dial that in for you. And some of them honestly are just struggling. That's the reality of it. So I think, yeah, I do think, like, I know we're joking about the 5.6 and 6.0s, but I honestly, if you watch the 5.6 video, if you did not watch the whole thing, go back and watch it, and you will understand what I mean and why people were freaking out over the fact that the game could look that good and run at a solid, like a locked 60 FPS. But they explain to you why at like too into detail, like this used to be this. So it would take, 800 horsepower. Everybody knows about, vehicles. 800 horsepower is crazy. Now to do that same thing, to haul that same trailer or whatever, now you only need 400 horsepower because we optimized it. So again, that's just a quick explanation of it, but like I said, they give you the visuals, they show you the visual changes and how it incorporates it and how it does it. And a lot of these techniques are not new, right? You guys just, again, you got to be into the development side of things. If you guys watch a lot of the documentaries on how some of the games we love to play are made, like when Guerrilla Games originally made Horizon Zero Dawn, everybody always talks about the Decima engine, right? well, the Decima engine does a bunch of really cool shit that you would never think of while you're playing the game. But one of the things that it does is the visual cone that you see is the only thing being rendered in high quality. Everything outside of your visual is being rendered at like a 70% cut. So like basically it looks like a blurry bullshit ass mess on the side, but the gamer will never see that. But that's part of the reason why we talked about the importance of SSDs being incorporated and being utilized at the, you know, at the ground level, because now when, you know, little Timmy takes the stick and he spins around in a circle, all that stuff loads so fast that the person will never get a visual representation of the trickery that's happening behind the scenes, where all the stuff is not being rendered in that manner. So it's going to load seamlessly to the player, but in the background, all that optimization is happening. So again, that's another really cool technique that Gorilla used for Decima, and tons of people use it in other ones too. But that's something, again, as the player, if you only played games and you didn't look into how they make these games, you'd never know that that was happening. You would just be willfully ignorant and be like, man, this game looks great, and I don't know why.
This game looks awesome. Why?
Exactly. Yeah, basically.
Why am I happy that I'm playing this? But no. Okay, so UE5, there's some issues. The developers need to start developing it a little bit better. They need to make it a little easier. It's kind of a combination of both. Cosmic, what are you thinking on this, man?
It's kind of hard to add what
That's kind of what I was
Jez
thinking, but I
and
figured
Nate
I'd throw
was saying.
something at you and see. Like,
But I definitely agree with. I think this is a little bit of Tim Sweeney trying to cover, you know, his rear end from any sort of, you know, I wouldn't say backlash, but like critique. But also at the same time, I feel as though that Unreal Engine 5, while shown off, is very impressive. But when you get the ground results and you get the, you know, the games, like Nate said, some games developers can take advantage of it, some developers can't. I feel as though that a lot of these projects that developers were working on started in Unreal 4, then they moved to Unreal 5, and then when they're finishing the game, well, now Epic's coming out and saying, well, now we got on Unreal 5.5 or 6 now. And developers are like, well, crap. And now they've got to, you know, try to optimize everything, you know, and it does come down to, obviously, Epic Studios would have the most access to UE5. They would know everything that's going on. But if you were to give the same engine to another developer, they're like, I don't know what's going on in here. I need some time to figure out what's going on. And I think that's just what it is. I think some developers got in tune with the engine pretty quickly, understood everything, and, you know, were quick to adapt. Some others weren't. And like Nate said, give it like another year or so. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of projects, you know, being fixed and or looking better than what they originally did. And like everyone's been saying, the perfect example is Metal Gear Solid Delta, a game that I am very much excited for, but I have seen the optimization issues, and I do hope that Konami does have a quick fix for it, because, you know, it scored very well. It looks like you know, from what I'm hearing, it's a very, very, you know, good game. So I'm excited to play it, but, you know, sometimes the optimization, you know, can mess with people. You know, if it's, you know, running slow or it's buggy or whatever, some people aren't happy about that. But again, in my own opinion, because I'm not a game developer, you know, I can see the issues on both ends, but at the same time, there's a part of me that thinks, well, Epic, you released Unreal Engine 5, you should have informed everybody, you should have been on top of this, and, you know, explaining to developers and people how this worked. And yes, they originally did, but like, if you're now going to tell me, well, you got to do what I say, and I'm like, well, you should have just released the engine perfectly fine before you've released it. You know, we live in a world now where, OS, updates come out all the time, and, quick hot fixes happen all the time, update after update after update, and that's just the way it is. But I think, to me, I just think it's just a mix of everything. It's just small little things that all came into this one big mess. There's faults on Epic's side. There's faults, with optimization. I'm not blaming the developers, because sometimes they don't know, and I think at the end of the day, most of it will be fixed. But, like Jez says, Tim Sweeney is a bit of a loon. He's not exactly, I don't think he's exactly right there sometimes.
No,
but
man, he just cares about himself.
That's just my opinion. He's just like, to me, he's just like Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
It just guy runs his mouth a lot of the time and, complains a lot. And I'm just like, dude, really? Come on.
Been
But
whining
that's
about
just,
his Epic store. You should fix that shit.
oh, yeah. But that's just my point. And Nate and Jez brought on some fantastic points, and that's just my 2 cents. That's just my personal opinion about this. My opinion is, if you're going to give me something, this should work, right? Like back then, you used to be able to get Windows 7 and it just worked. Yes, they updated it, but you got something solid right out of it. But now we live in a day and age where not even the top NVIDIA graphics cards can handle UE5, and you're telling me that, we need to wait on the 6080, 6090 cards for UE5 to be fully implemented and optimized. And I'm like, so you're telling me we gotta wait another year for it to actually do what it's supposed to do, for it to work? That to me, that just seems like bullshit. And again, like I said, I'm 50-50 with it.
Yeah, I want to ask a question, and I don't know if this is something that it's new with this. Like, my thing is that I think there's two things that may be driving this lack of optimization. And one, I'm thinking, is it that these developers are being too ambitious with releasing their games everywhere, every place, Epic Store, Steam, all the consoles on day one, and not really taking the time to optimize it for each platform because they're trying to get the chum, the spam, get it everywhere? Because these, and you hear it a lot in the industry where, these developers want to get in all these different places. Like, they want their games everywhere. And I'm thinking maybe they're trying to do too much for too many configurations, too many things, and they're winding out not really optimizing and focused development on where these games go. Like, if you remember, like back, we used to get like the PC games, and then maybe they'll get ported over to a console. Then they'll get console games, and then maybe they'll have a PC version of them later on. There wasn't so much like everything everywhere day one. And now you got PC, you got Xbox PC or Xbox on PC or whatever the hell they want to call that. You got Steam, you got Epic Store, you got all these different configurations in PC. Now you have consoles with different versions of them, boosters out there with the S, which I'm sure doesn't help with Unreal Engine 5. And then you got PlayStation with the Pro. And then, and typically the consoles would push the capabilities of some of the games because they're closed ecosystems, they're closed environments where they could optimize it and see what they could get away with the power, and then kind of push PC gaming with what you can do with that. Because you don't want to, you don't want to develop a game for a 5090 and that's not the main graphics card out there. So you got to be smart with what you're doing. And I don't know. I just don't know. I just answer the question. Like, do you think that these developers are just trying to do too much with too many devices and stuff, and that they just are not optimizing it? And the second part to that is, do you think they're depending so much on AI to fix the bullshit of their testing? Like, frame gen will fix it. If it's running low frames, you just implement frame gen 2.0 and that'll give them the performance that they want. AI will make the frames up for them. Sort of like how I had to play Doom Eternal. Those sons of bitches would not let you, Doom the Dark Ages. They wouldn't turn off ray tracing. So in order to get this thing to run on these PC handhelds, you have to use frame gen. Otherwise, you're stuck at like 30 frames if you want to play this game at all, or you drop the resolution. But it's a crapshoot with Doom because they don't give the option to turn off the ray tracing stuff. Same thing goes with even Assassin's Creed Shadows. Your ray tracing could be low, but you couldn't turn it off completely, and you had to depend on frame gen to get the performance that you need. Now, if you don't have cards that could support the next gen frame gens, or I have the XESS that doesn't have a frame gen as the AMD ones, all this other computer bullshit. But the thing is that frame gen. So do you think they're depending on AI, or do you think that they're trying to put shit on too many things? I was asking because I think it's too much.
That's loaded on both ends. Like,
Yeah,
it's loaded on everything,
because
man. I'm gonna answer my own question. I don't know.
I think that's one thing that
It's a
Sweeney
really
was
big
pointing
question.
out. I think that's one thing that Sweeney was pointing at was like people are developing on the top end, which means that they are trying to put in all of these things and then having to dial back what they're putting in. And instead of building the base, making sure the base works, and then optimizing up from there. Like, and I thought it was interesting, something that's come up in this conversation was that people are more interested now on frames than they're necessarily interested on graphical quality. And
nanites, yeah.
yeah, right. Like, and what's weird about that statement is it's something that happened about halfway through, or about a year and a half after the PS5 was released. People stopped giving a shit if a game melted your eyeballs, and all we wanted was smooth performance. Like, give me smooth performance. That's all I want, even to this day. Like, I remember playing a game, it was called a Kimbot, and within the first 20 minutes, that game had some hellacious frame tearing. I mean, it was awful. You could literally repeat it every single time, same spot, didn't matter. It had frame tearing that was absolutely annoying, and it would do it when you jumped in this one boss fight at the very beginning. And I remember that, and I was like, dang, that really sucks. It really breaks what I'm trying to do with the game. But then move forward, and you have a game like Sword of the Sea. No frame tearing, no nothing, fully immersive. And I understand they're both different games. One was a Ratchet and Clank clone, and one was Sword of the Sea, which is its own thing. It's like, best way to describe it is what Lifestyle Magazine said, or PlayStation Lifestyle said, not Lifestyle Magazine, that the game is like Journey meets SSX. And like, absolutely. But these developers, one of those games was super smooth, one of those games was not. And I can tell you which one I enjoyed more, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that every time I turned around, I wasn't being ripped out of the fact that I'm playing a video game by screen tearing. And so, like, when developers actually take the time needed to optimize, and when they, let me rephrase that, not take the time needed, because that makes it sound like that they do this almost intentionally. And what I would say is when they take the time and have the funding necessary to be able to get it to run smoothly on whatever operating system they're using, that's the main thing that we care about. Like, if they came out and said, hey, listen, we're going to try to put ray tracing in to Lost Soul Aside, we realized we couldn't do that and maintain a stable frame rate, so we went back to screen space reflections, and that's what the update's for, I'd look at them and go, you know what? I get that. Thank you. Because at least they're doing something to give me a smooth performance. The only time I give a rat's ass about ray tracing is, generally speaking, when I'm walking from one area or from one battle to the next or from one area to the next, because it makes everything look super pretty. But like, outside of that, when I'm in the throes of combat, I don't give a shit if the special attack glow from the other character is reflecting off of my sword onto the light post down onto the water puddle. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm trying to win the fight. And so, like, taking it from a stance of we need to melt everybody's eyeballs with every single thing that we do into a stance of, hey, let's make it to where the game actually performs decently, hits 60 FPS, and we can go from there. Now, I understand that not every game's going to do that. What about audio ray tracing? Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Metal Gear Solid 2 ran close to 1080p 60 FPS on the PS2. Imagine that. Thank you, Mr. Tennis, for that. That's That's fucking wild. Like, it's stuff
Well,
like
that's
that.
Konami.
Right, like, what's up, Lady Gamer? I see you in there. It's just stuff like that that makes me literally scratch my head going, well, damn, some of these older games run at 60 FPS just chilling. Like, just loading it in, no patch necessary, you got 60 FPS, there was no lag, there was no nothing, and you had the game going. The other the other problem I've seen is with longer dev cycles, devs don't get as much experience building in different scenarios on these engines. So like UE3, UE4, those engines, some studios had 2, 3, 4 games using those engines. Now with longer development cycles, Jez, you mentioned it, or I think it was you. Yeah, the I'm Sorry edition. Yeah, like UE5, some of these developers are getting one game with it before UE6 comes out, and then they have to learn a whole different upgraded platform and all this new stuff and everything like that because it takes so long. Because wrap it back around to what Tim Sweeney said, people are focusing too much on the high end and trying to push every freaking advancement they can when maybe it's not ready to hold that.
Well, but don't you think that's what they should be doing anyway? Like, why playing it safe and doing that? Like, especially if games get more money, they should be pushing the game to the limits. And if the engine's not capable, if the engine is not capable of making these developers do what they want to do, then they shouldn't use the engine. Then fix this shit. Like, that's what I would say. Use a different engine. Like, if you have if you're an artist or if you're trying to make a painting and it's like, well, studio only has 5 colors and that's what you can use, and it's just like, well, I want to paint something that has more colors than that. Well, you're pushing the limits, so you can't be doing more than 5 colors. It's like, fuck, I go to a new studio and use more colors. Like, if your engine is not giving these artists the ability to create the games that they want to create, then you could shove your Unreal Engine right up your ass.
Exactly.
And that's what Tim Sweeney needs to talk about. He's blaming the devs. Don't utilize it. The thing is that you're providing a tool. You know what I mean? If you have a constructor working on a house and the house comes down, they don't go blame the people that make the hammers. You're giving the tools to these developers.
That's a great analogy.
You're giving the tools to the developers. If these tools don't help them build the house, then fuck your tools. I'll go somewhere else. Do Decima. Do somebody else. Hell, do Unreal Engine 4. Because Unreal Engine 5 is a sales pitch, too. Like, a lot of devs like to use it as, like, we're on Unreal Engine 5. Like, we're with modern times. It's a sales pitch. But the thing is that if your tools are not allowing it, then maybe your tools are not ready. Yeah. And what you shown in 2020, and that was a real demo, then why the hell is Metal Gear Solid 5 running like assholes? Like what's going on here? I saw the lady flying through space, particles all over the place. She was flying all over the place. She was in there with the lighting, the tessellation, acylation. What the fuck they're talking about? The nanites and ball-lights. All this shit was on. And everybody was running great in 2020. Why are we in 2025 and Metal Gear Solid is running like ass? Like, what happened to that engine? If that was running on a PS5 5 years ago.
I agree with that. I
Like,
really agree with that.
Head out your ass. Fix that Epic Store.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I think we've beaten the shit out of Unreal 5 now, and so we're gonna go ahead.
Stop! He's already dead.
Stop! He's already dead.
I'm sick. Unreal Engine 5 has such a bad connotation, man. It is bad. And know what engine is even worse? The RE engine in open world for Capcom. So
Man,
Pragmata better.
On that.
Yo, Pragmata, holy shit! I better wait on that one. That's a day 5 after it releases. Because I can tell you, for Monster Hunter Wilds, that game was like my game of the do not buy for this year. That was my biggest regret of this year was Monster Hunter. Because that game ran like assholes.
Oh man, that's
another engine that needs to show up their ass.
That's another one why I bought it on PC, because I already knew what time it was.
Exactly. Same thing with Silent Hill. Somebody said Silent Hill was on. I bought that on PC because that had some bullshit at launch too, and that was on Unreal Engine 5.
Yep.
Same thing, Silent Hill. And know what else wasn't? Warhammer was on Unreal Engine 5 that had horrible performance issues on console. I bought that on PC as well.
Yeah, that's another one I bought on PC.
Dude, exactly. And that was on Unreal Engine 5, right? The Warhammer, that game was that last year?
But it looks like Unreal.
I do. That game was awesome, man. I love that. That game was my green. I love that game. Yeah.
Mm.
But what the hell was it? Yeah, it was a Warhammer, the one that looked like Gears on steroids.
It was Space Marines.
Yeah, no,
Space
Marines.
Marines.
No,
That's what it is.
it uses their proprietary Swarm engine.
Yeah.
Well, Swarm, sign that one because that game ran incredible. I love that game. Ran like with all the shit going on. That was wild. That
And
game.
then we have Pragmata that's coming up that I wanted to look into to see if it was RE or if it was UE5, and it's also the RE engine. And that game, the trailers for that thing look amazing. And as long as they keep it away from the open world, it's gonna do great. Like just
keep it in a spaceship with a girl on your back.
yeah, just keep it in the spaceship, and we will all be
struggles.
Yeah. And we gotta wait. And also too, Witcher looked awesome, but with those dudes after Cyberpunk, that's another we gotta see. I won't trust until I see a whole game running. I care about little blurbs.
He said, I need to see the whole game.
Jez is
I
like,
need to see
I
the
want to see
whole
the
ass
shit
game.
from start to finish.
I need to see
that shit.
everything.
There's no Witcher chairs coming around this way in the grindhouse. I'll tell you that. No fucking Witcher chairs.
Hey,
The
Ubisoft,
other way,
I'll
yeah.
be honest, I'll take a Witcher 4 Siri chair. I'll say whatever the fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Oh,
He's
damn.
saying, yo, he's just sitting in a chair. Oh no. Yo, if I see Paris sitting in one of those Witcher chairs, I'm not playing that game. Even though it looks awesome. If they send out
shit.
Witcher chairs, we're in trouble.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to do one more topic, and then we are going to do a blast to the past, okay? Because we have some topics that are from the 1980s and 1990s. Okay, so here's one of the other topics I wanted to discuss. I was super happy about this, and I geeked out probably more than I should. If y'all remember a while back, we had Monolith Productions that got shut down by WB, right? Everybody was sad, everybody griped, everybody complained.
Condemned, man. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
gone.
such a good game.
And every single person was like, oh my god, we're never going to see this amazing studio do the work that they did on Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, like the Nemesis system. Oh my god, we're never getting it. Well, I have some good news. We actually might be getting something sort of similar, kinda. Because former Black Panther developers joined Wizards of the Coast for a new game project. This is from IGN. A group of individuals who formerly worked at the now shuttered Cliffhanger Games on its canceled Black Panther game have been picked up by Wizards of the Coast for a new project. As reported by GamesIndustry.biz, the group is led by Monolith Productions veteran Michael D. Platter, who previously was Director of Design on Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and VP Creative for Middle-earth Shadow of War. We're actually able to bring him and 14 key people in that he's worked with there, some of them at Monolith, to incubate a new game for us, said Wizards of the Coast President John Haidt to GamesIndustry.biz. He added that the project is still in the very early stages and expected to go through a lengthy concept process. Haidt compared it to a similar new D&D video game project Wizards of the Coast is supervising under Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order director Stig Asmussen. Okay, we can stop there. So basically what this is Monolith Productions was shut down, Cliffhanger Games stopped working on Black Panther, it got canceled, they got let go, all of this other stuff. CDPR is not Ubi. Josh agreed, but I also agree with what Jez said that he has reason to be leery. I think everybody does. Just because I gave them a pass because Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games does not mean everybody will. Anyways.
No, Witcher 4 looked awesome, but like after the CD Projekt Red fiasco, after that Cyberpunk fiasco, like they gotta crawl out of a hole, man. They got their shit back after fixing it, but like, yo, launch, if they're Witcher 4, they gotta make sure that thing runs pristine at launch because we can't deal with another Cyberpunk situation. They'll have 5 years to buy back their goodwill.
Hey, you know what? That is true. And
that shit was so bad they took it out of the PlayStation store. That can't happen to Witcher 4.
That's another reason why I'm happy to get physical on Lost Soul Aside, because if it's shit, I know that I can get my money back from GameStop a whole lot easier than I can from PlayStation.
Oh, wait, so do you have a digital pre-order? You got a GameStop pre-order?
I have a GameStop pre-order. I was picking that thing up at 11 a.m. on Friday morning.
So you have like 4 copies.
Why? It'll be good.
Because GameStop don't carry a lot of physical games. They don't carry games anymore.
No, they carry all the accessories for
like,
games.
We got 4. Yeah, we got 4 pre-orders. Order 4 of them.
Thank you, Innate.
That's
I have faith too. CD Projekt Red. I have faith.
I got faith. Innate. I got it. I'm not. There's got to be a little bit of doubt. Holy shit.
To be
Oh,
fair, I played Cyberpunk day
You
one,
don't
but on
count.
PC
You
with a
don't.
3080, so I'm cheating.
I was
Oh
saying you don't
But
count.
man. It wasn't
He's
like
like, you don't count.
yo, he was like us peasants where I bought the disc and it came in 2 discs. I was like, oh, look at these 2 discs. Dude, that shit stayed in the plastic. I didn't even open it. I was like, oh shit, I'm keeping this thing. I
I
bought
bought
physical.
that shit on PS5
2
launch
discs.
day. Oh no, 2 weeks after launch day. It was so cheap. I got it on PS5. I went up to the counter and the guy was like, "Hey, listen, you don't want the PS5 copy." And I was like, "Why not?" And he goes, "Trust me,
not?
you don't want the PS5 copy. Take the PS4 copy." I said, "Okay." So I get home and I put it in, load it up, and it runs like absolute ass. I take it out, I take it back up there. He goes, "That was fast." I was like, "Dude, it runs like shit." He goes, "I told you." I said, I thought it was one of those moments where people get a game and then like you hear one person complain about it and everybody jumps on it and they're like, "Oh yeah, the game is shit, blah blah blah. I can't believe," and like you're like, "I'd never had that problem." That happens all the time to me. People talk about shit that's going on in video games and like how a game has such terrible performance, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. This thing runs fine on my rig. I'm happy. Yeah, Cyberpunk was not that. Cyberpunk ran like absolute ass. And so
I bought the PS4 2-disc version, man. It was
yeah,
crazy.
that was what I had.
Cyberpunk ran like ass on everything.
Yeah. But
Ace,
Xbox kept it in their store because they used to ass.
dadgummit, Ace, you're on. So for some reason, I can't do gifted members on mobile. So Ace, with the $10, said I was going to give a few memberships, but I couldn't find a way to do it. Hope you guys are having a good night. I was about to go to bed, and I'll listen to the whole show at work tomorrow. Man, Ace, I really appreciate it.
Yo,
And
Ace.
the basically YouTube decides and picks and chooses whose streams get the mobile access, because I can't do gifted members even on Jez's stream from my phone, but I can do them from the computer. So like it's real wild what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. Like
Oh man.
so man,
Why
I
is it just an
appreciate the sentiment.
iPhone? Is it like
I
an
don't
iPhone
know.
limitation?
No, because I can go into other people's streams. Like, there's a guy called the Magic Historian. I can go over to his stream and I can do gifted members if I wanted to over there. Like, it's so specific on who gets to and who doesn't. It's weird.
That is weird.
Back when I used to watch Reforge, I know you could do it on his channel as well, which was really, really weird because it didn't work on yours. And I was like, dude, I can't do anything. And then I got my computer and I was able to get it all set up. But anyways,
Wow.
we have a new game in the vein of a D&D style type of game using the guys from Monolith, which if there's one combat system that screams Dungeons and Dragons to me, it is absolutely the Middle of War, or the Middle of War, the Middle Earth Shadow of War combat system. No questions about it. No questions asked. It it is absolutely perfect for that. You have Caddy Bree with her bow. You have Bruno Battlehammer with his 2 axes, or with his axe. You have Wolfgar of Icewind Dale with his weapons. You have Dritz de Worden with the 2 scimitars. Like, it works so well in that style of combat because that's your close range, you're up front. The only person that's not is Caddy Bree with her bow. So my goodness, I would be tickled shitless if I finally got a D&D game that was worth a damn. Because up to this point, for me at least, I understand Baldur's Gate 3. People are going to go, what about Baldur's Gate? That's a Dungeons & Dragons game. I understand. It's a CRPG. I'm not a huge fan of that genre. Props to the game for selling as much as it did. It wasn't for me. I wanted a Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, Champions of Norrath, Realms, something or another. Like, that's what I want when I think of a D&D game. So, super excited. What about y'all, though? What about hearing that these guys, you know, we've talked about before on the channel on how these studios get cut by these big companies, and then they break off kind of the cream, in the words of Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream rises to the top. And so, like, we now have these these developers, these 14 people from Monolith, from Cliffhanger, coming over and helping out and getting this project pitched, getting it off the ground, getting it set, getting it rolling. And so, like, I'm excited about that because generally speaking, the studios that are built like this and the dev teams that are built like this generally have left a place where their passion was like demolished, and so they're all about the passion on the next project. That's why I'm so excited about Exodus, because it has like previous devs from like BioShock and previous devs from I think BioShock, Mass Effect, and stuff like that. So like really, really good pedigree. So when I saw this, I was excited. I sent it to y'all earlier. Cosmic will go down the list. Actually, this time we'll start with Innate because he hasn't done a topic first yet. So, Innate, what about you, man? Do you think this is good news on the horizon? Do you think we're going to get a decent game out of it? Too early to tell.
I mean, I think it's too early to tell.
Well, sure.
I mean, if it turns out to be a solid, like you said, Champions of Norath or something like that, with D&D, you know, I mean, I'll be excited for it. I mean, I played those games back in the day when they were hot. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see that kind of take shape in, you know, modern day and see how they could really add to it and level it up. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they're going to do. But yeah, like you said, it's too early. It sounds like good news, but I got to see something first before I could start to really get excited. I'm a visual person. So once they kind of have, once they kind of get to that Exodus level, you know, like you said, we were talking about, you know, teams leaving and creating smaller studios and then coming up with these great new concepts. Once they can kind of show us something like at the level of those teams that we've seen, then I think I'll be ready to be more excited and see if it's something that's really going to pique my interest.
Okay. And what about Jez? We'll start with you. Or we'll continue with you, rather.
Same here. Like, I sounds interesting. I liked Monolith and what they did. You know, I always go back to, you know, they were Condemned and things like that, and what they did with the first Shadow of War. The second one, they got all 80 by making that Nemesis system sort of a little monetization in there. They got a little bit of finesse over there with that, with the second one. But the combat was great, and they did a great job. But I had to see what they're doing and the way the industry's been going. You know, seeing what studios just getting shut down, and you know, so we saw, you know, certain Crystal Dynamics. You know, they just got like just seeing these things just get canned. Even like when we even see the games, I don't know anymore now what these things are gonna be, and we need to see. Like, again, it's really hard nowadays with all this transparency that we have into game development to really hold hopes and until we see it, and then until we actually are playing it now, because who knows the way these things are going. They'll just can. Who's publishing it, actually? Does it say who's publishing it?
Who's publishing what?
This game from Monolith.
Wizards would actually be the publisher. They are actually
Wizards
in partner. They usually partner up with another company, like for Exodus. Let me pull this up real quick. For Exodus, it's them and Archetype Entertainment is the developer. Hang on. Archetype Entertainment, parent company.
Yo, what's up, Lunchy?
Coast. What's up, Lunchy Sky? Hey, man. Hope you're having a good vacation,
Exodus.
American Video. No, the publisher is Wizards of the Coast. So Wizards of the Coast is publishing it.
Oh, so they make those games. Yeah, I don't know. I never really played those kind of games. Like, it's interesting. We'll see. I gotta see more of what's going on with these games. Like, you know, I agree with Innate. Like, we gotta see these games and stuff. Like, one of the things that grinds my gears is when they just talk about games.
Yeah.
And, like, show it. Like, especially with the access of YouTube and video and sharing a video. Like, just show it. I don't need to see talking heads. This is not ESPN. Show me the goddamn game that I'm going to be playing, and that's about it. Like, don't tell me what you're thinking and what you want to do, and that's like DVD behind the scenes type stuff. Show me the game first. You know, nobody goes and watches the DVD like how they made the movie before you watch the movie. You know, that's after the shit.
How they make the movie before you watch? Yeah, no.
Yeah. Let me go see the DVD extras before I watch the movie. It's like, no, we don't do that. So, like, I don't want to hear this. We're thinking about this and this and no. What are you doing? Let's see it. What am I going to be playing? Because I'm not playing your thoughts and stuff. Like that's why I get grinded when Keeley has people just talking about games. I'm like, you have this huge screen behind you with all these people in the theater.
God.
And you got people on stage talking.
Please clap. Oh my God.
Like, please clap. Oh, that was for Janky Jones. Nobody's clapping for that. Yo, talk about the most. I'm sorry. I don't know who likes this game, but my goodness. The most forced game, Janky Jones. I have never seen people try to force that game into existence. Man, I don't know. Janky Jones, that was ultimate jank.
The juicy rivers of
They
Blade.
gonna do more pancakes for that shit. I don't know, man. That game, I guess everybody likes Indiana Jones, but man, Janky Cam, I never seen people just, I don't know. That was not for me.
God, the fact that clip was actually real fucks with me a lot. Like the fact that
it was a whole fucking 25 minutes, and then
but the fact that actually happened was
on camera. It happened on camera.
I want to know if anybody in the chat or anybody here ate one of those pancakes. Did anybody? That's the other thing. As much as I make fun of it, I haven't seen one comment in any of my videos that, dude, I ate that pancake. Nobody is eating these things.
Dude, like,
what was
pancake? How the fuck
was it real?
What were we talking about?
Nobody even ate one of those Janky Jones pancakes. I need to know who ate one. Thousands of people listen to this. Janky Jones. I don't see one person go, I had those pancakes. God. Nope. See? Dude. And they invited people that didn't even know Indiana Jones. And I was in the neighborhood. They just said, come over here for pancakes.
We need people to fill the seats.
That stream still killed me because the girl they had on there, she's a JRPG and fighting game streamer.
Yes.
So I was like,
yes.
What are you doing here?
Dude, the who's who of LA. IHOP.
Oh my God.
Man, nobody had those juicy glazed blackberries.
The juicy glazed blackberries in the rivers. What the fuck?
Rivers of Phil Ness. I have no clue, man. Nobody. Not one person said they tried those pancakes.
Y'all killed me.
Nobody. Oh shit, my sides. I can't laugh.
Oh God.
I'm so good.
Oh my God.
I can't laugh. But if anybody is eating those things, let me know. Like it was a one and done kind of juicy glaze. Dude, they had shirts and everything.
Were they made by Phil? You gotta know.
Yeah,
they made
he's the
made
one
by
who
Phil.
does the pancake.
He put those X's. His pancake. He feels like here's my pancake bat.
Look, it's an Xbox now. It has our logo. We'll even put a button on
it's an Xbox. He's like, those pancakes are an Xbox. Oh,
it's an
Phil.
Xbox. Like, Jesus.
I know all those
Xbox.
people. They're like all those people that were in there when they were doing that. I know they were so confused. Like, why is all this Xbox stuff here at IHOP or wherever they were? Like, it was just like they look so lost.
They when they interviewed him, they're like, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm like, I just. They said, "Hey, come over here."
Yeah, yeah. They said free food, and I showed up.
They said, "Come get some." Yo, those influences.
And then they heard the juicy glaze, and they were like, "Whoa, wait a second."
Yo,
is this a cig party? What are we talking about? What are we doing?
Yo, it's a Diddy party.
Was that in the script? Was that?
It was. No, she was
script?
reading the description of. You go to IHOP and you read about the juicy glazed blackberries oozing whatever the hell it's oozing.
Somebody has to type that out.
When she was reading it, it was pretty funny.
Yo, if she was reading juicy glazed black.
She put extra emphasis on that.
Yo, I got it. She's on the grind, but the juicy glazed blackberries and raspberries. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh my God,
they were glazing people back then.
At some point, you have to say no. It's like with me, the line for me is taking my shirt off and putting on a banana suit. I'm not doing it. Like, you have to have a line. And being a female, I am so sorry, but looking at a camera and going, I can't wait to get the juicy glaze of rivers of berries. Like, that's not okay.
Dude, they were all up in that thing. Oh my God.
Oh shit!
And for Indiana Jones, there was not like I would think be at a museum or something. They're like, no, let's do fucking IHOP. I'm like, why did they go to a museum, an archaeologist, a dig? It's Indiana Jones, like have a museum. No, IHOP, because that's what you think. I think pancakes when I think about Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. Whips and pancakes. Like, that's exactly.
I'm sorry, do what? Whips and pancakes?
Well,
that's a different
who
kind
associates
of show,
pancakes? Dude, who associates pancakes with fucking Indiana Jones?
We don't do whips and pancakes.
It's not like he's like, Dr. Jones, I could really go for some fucking pancakes right now. It's like, oh shit, we gotta get that IHOP marketing.
What the fuck?
Like, I don't think he ate pancakes in any of the movies.
Instead of it was at a museum.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of juicy pancakes, it's juicy fossils or something.
The juicy fossils. Yeah, like I don't know who thought. Dude, they must have had some credit. Like Phil's like, yo, I got these IHOP gift cards for Christmas. He goes, fucking do something with IHOP. I got to use these gift cards.
If we're gonna make this work, I need the gift card.
Call everybody in LA. Tell them to meet us up at IHOP. I'm giving them. Let's make a menu. I can imagine the chefs back there going, these fucking pancakes. Yo, guess what, guys? We got a new menu. Indiana Jones, Jakey Jones breakfast. They go, those chefs in the back, the cooks in the back of the IHOP are like, fuck, we had the same pancakes for 30 fucking years, and now we got some new Indiana Jones bullshit. It's like, yo.
Yes.
Microsoft's paying, man. You got a new menu.
Exactly.
You got a new menu at IHOP. It's like, I've been serving peanut butter pancakes for 30 years, and now you got some juicy glazed bullshit. It's like, what are all these berries showing up? It's like, yo, Microsoft's paying for this.
So
you gotta glaze those blackberries, put them on that.
Funny enough, I had one of my roommates, one of my best friends for years. He worked at IHOP all the way through college. And so I actually can tell you without a shadow of doubt that every time they did these stupid freaking promotionals, the one I remember while he was working there was the Minions. The Minions had a promotional, and he was like, every single person hates it because we're supposed to ask them, do you want this? Do you want that? He's like, no. They came here for their 2x2x2, and they wanted to get their 2x2, and now I got to sit here for 7 minutes and tell them about all of our shit that we have. Do you want the Minion pancakes with the face on them and the blueberry eyeballs with the whipped cream on the... No, they want their 2x2x2.
Push it.
So,
I think they would do better if they called them janky cakes. They would be better with the janky cakes. But yeah, exactly, man. That menu came in. They're like, with all these glazed blackberries. It's like, yo, those are for the push those. We got a whole basket of glazed blackberries. You better push those pancakes. Oh man, those Jakey Jones, dude. If I worked there, man, I'll be drawing Harrison Ford's face on my pancake. But here's a fucking Indiana Jones pancakes. There's Harrison Ford. I'll shape them in the hat. Yo, you stack them to make it look like the Indiana Jones hat. They didn't even do that.
This is.
I think we got to revisit that video. I got to watch that video again when I can.
Oh my god!
Yeah, cough up along. I got to watch that Janky Jones bullshit.
Hey, that'll get you feeling better.
Oh man. After that Pactor thing last week, man, my voice was hoarse for 2 days. After laughing at Pactor, man, I don't know, man. That man, I found another video of him if you, I don't want to derail your shit, man, but if you watch Pactor Factor episode 1, he is in a high rise sitting there. I don't know if I can laugh. He's in a high rise in a full ass suit. He has a window corner office, and he's sitting there with pictures of everybody. the Pactor Factor 1. You look at the last Pactor Factor. He's all fucking
shit.
Yo, he looks homeless.
Dude, he escaped from the asylum.
Y'all are so mean. He looks homeless. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, he derailed. Like, you go Pactor Factor 1, man. He's in the office. I was like, COVID got this man. He put him in
He looks like he woke up from a hungover.
So, where the hell were we? Oh, yeah. We were talking about...
we're talking about...
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
I do think it's pretty interesting that their name was Cliffhanger, and then they left their game on a cliffhanger.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get back into the topics. We have beat this one. We have gone off on a different rail. We talked about juicy glaze. We talked about pancakes, and now I'm fucking hungry. So
I can go for some IHOP right now.
Listen, IHOP is freaking delicious. Okay, like actually, it's not.
Yeah.
Don't go to IHOP. Go to Waffle House. Please love yourself.
Ooh, Waffle House.
Actually, don't love yourself and go to Waffle House.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. That's just good.
Listen, we had a chicken
That's
and waffle
incredible.
place, but they
Dude, I
can't do
brought
the
that
Belgian waffles. The problem is I want chicken and waffles with IHOP waffle or with Waffle House waffles and like Cane's or Chicken Express chicken. The problem is when you get a waffle and chicken place, they do the Belgian waffles, which have the deep pockets in them. I'm not a huge fan of those. Like,
Yeah, no.
I want them where they're the thin ones, like
The thin
Waffle
ones,
House does.
yeah.
Because then
Roscoe's does that too.
you make a
like,
burrito. You you put your chicken strips
yeah,
in
it's like
it.
a chicken
you
wrap.
roll that shit.
Oh, there you go. It's like a waffle taco.
Listen, I am letting my fat person tendencies flow through me
Dude.
right now, so y'all just need to understand.
Fatness is going through. Yeah, that's some wild shit right there. And you put
What's
some
going
syrup,
on?
juicy glaze syrup on that stuff.
And then Josh
Yo,
Ayers coming in.
Josh
saying
says
he's
eating Subway. Oh shit. That's the next. Oh, dude, that's the next promotion. They're gonna do that. I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is
God.
gonna have the Subway sandwiches.
Oh, with the sweet glaze of the onion, or the
They're gonna
teriyaki sweet onion.
The sword tuna sandwich over at the Xbox Ninja fucking tuna sandwich at Subway.
God.
No, they're not paying for that shit anymore. That's over now. Satya goes bullshit. We're not spending money on that.
Okay,
That
so
shit's done now.
I'm gonna use that
Don't
as
do
a
that
segue. Speaking of spending money on shit that it makes you scratch your head, we're gonna get into so transfer back. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna hop in the DeLorean and we're gonna go to the past, and then we're gonna have to try to make our way back to the future. See what I did there? So the iconic game publisher Acclaim marks its return with a showcase next month. So not only is it coming back, but this shit's coming back with a showcase, and it's Acclaim.
Get the hell out of here.
Which,
Oh,
by
man.
the way,
They made the worst wrestling games. They made
Listen,
the wrestling
I'm telling
showcase. Warzone was the worst wrestling
So,
game
like,
ever.
you. Listen,
Acclaim was the bootleg Activision,
it
if I
really
remember.
was. It really was. But listen,
It was like you get confused. You're like, wait, it starts with an A. I'm like, Activision? Okay, Acclaim. Oh, shit. No, stay away from that. The bootleg.
So
Worst wrestling games.
here's
Warzone.
the messed
Oh.
up part. The main thing that I would like to share with the audience here, by the way, we have about 20 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button while you're here. We've been here for 2 hours. We are starting hour 3. Before I get into this, though, Wara Wanna member for 15 months. I will not give UE5 props for waiting until update 5.6 to add in optimization options. Plus, I only trust released games, not tech demos. That is actually a decent point, which is why when a company says, hey, we're going to give you a vertical slice, I'm like, nah, bitches, y'all keep it. I don't want it. I much prefer the games like, so, and this is a good contrast, real quick. Good contrast is the Forspoken demo versus the Stellar Blade demo. One was a snippet a third of the way through the game. You've already gotten powers, but you as the player coming in have no fucking idea what's going on, no clue, and so you're left there going, hey, so how did I get these powers? Why do I have them? What am I doing? It's a story-driven game that starts you out not giving a shit about the story. And so it really hindered, I think the demo is what killed that thing well before any of the lighting issues even got a chance to. Now, fast forward, you have a game like Stellar Blade. It gets a demo, and it's from the very start of the game. It's from the very, very start of the game. And that demo, if you played it, carried over into the main game. It displayed the story, it got you hooked in, made you consider stuff like about Eve, like, oh my god, her friend just died, like yoinked out right in front of her, killed, and now you're sitting here, and then by the end of it, you kill the thing that killed her, which is super, super cool for a demo to kind of bring you full circle. There's another one that I'm playing right now, which, It's Just Henry, go follow him, by the way, Henry Heck, go follow his channel. It's Just Henry, he was like, man, you're playing Trails in the Sky like it's a full-ass release. And I was like, well, shit, they gave me an 8-hour demo of the beginning of the game. I just beat a game that was 4 hours long. The game I beat before that was 8 hours, or was 16 hours long. So, like, they gave me essentially a full little, like, tiny game here to beat. And so, and because my progress is going to carry over, and I'm getting the game, it only makes sense. So, I think demos have a way of absolutely making or breaking a game. But tech demos, vertical slices, things that are just meant to show like, oh, look at how pretty this is. I don't necessarily think that those are the way to go anymore. And I think War is absolutely right. The disparity that we've gotten sometimes between tech demo and what actually
Okay, wait.
releases.
So hold on, let me clarify.
Okay.
This is the thing people need to understand, and this is why I say people gotta listen when they are talking. So a tech demo is something that is not running. Is like, or a target render demo is something that is not actually being rendered on the device, right? The separation people need to make, with at least as it pertains to the Witcher 4, was that what you saw that they were playing was running on a PS5. That's the only distinction I want to make sure people get. Because I get the confusion sometimes. Most tech demos are not running on the hardware, especially Xbox. Xbox is famous for years and years and years and years and years showing you demos, saying it's Xbox, putting it on the Xbox stage, and it is running on like the maxed out, PC of the year. So yeah, definitely be wary because companies are full of it. But they did specifically state that during The Witcher 4 that it was what you were seeing. The actual gameplay is from a PS5.
Hell,
Just to be clear.
Xbox just did it recently with Dying Light.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh man.
Yeah, they had what was it? The game crashed and they had to reboot it, and it showed it wasn't Xbox, it was Steam.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they got caught using the Steam version.
They used the Steam version.
Yeah, no one's making no Windows Store version of that game.
So, back to Acclaim real quick, because this is pretty interesting to me. Because one, like, let's just read it real quick. So it was announced back in March that Acclaim, which declared bankruptcy on September 1st of 2004, has been resurrected, led by CEO Alex Joseph, the former founder and CEO of Graffiti Games. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Okay. Now, in a message posted on the resurrected publisher's X account, it's been announced that a showcase will take place on September 10th at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time or 2:30 Eastern Time. Once again, man, it's fucked up how Central Standard Time never gets any love. It's horseshit, and I just want to point that out. Transmission received. The message reads: tune in to the hashtag Play Acclaim Showcase on September 10th, where we will begin this exciting new chapter for Acclaim. Join us at Acclaim's YouTube channel as we showcase the titles that will mark the beginning of a bold new era. We're not just back, we're leveling up. Dear God, I hope so. 2004 was a long time ago. Acclaim was perhaps best known for its licensed games, and one of the key aims of the company is to resurrect and revitalize its beloved portfolio of classic IP enjoyed for years by millions of players. This means we'll be getting NBA Jam, I hope. NBA Jam was Acclaim, wasn't it? I believe it was. It was.
That was Midway.
Oh.
Was it Midway?
Acclaim made Showdown, the bootleg version.
Well, let's do this. This is
The last game they made was Showdown Legends of Wrestling.
Showdown
I
Legends.
was going to tell you, I don't remember what they made.
They made
Okay.
the ports of Mortal Kombat for like
So,
Super NES
Mortal
and
Kombat,
Genesis.
Yeah, that
that's
is what
where
I remember.
And then
That's-
Legends of Wrestling. They
their wrestling
did
games
do
were
the
ass.
NBA Jam series.
They did?
Yes, NBA Jam. The
In the
company
arcade.
was the publisher for the arcade basketball series, including NBA Jam, the Tournament Edition, and Jam Extreme. That also did Quarterback Club and All
Well,
Star
did Midway
Baseball.
buy them then?
They did Dave Mirra BMX, which was BM Triple
Oh,
X.
that's a... Yeah,
Uh,
Triple X. With
They
the
did the
titties.
Turok series, the Simpson games, the Double Dragon series. So what the messed up thing is?
Oh,
is
they did
most
do
of the-
NBA Jam tournament. They
Yeah,
did
I was
a
going
lot
to say,
of
what are
entertainment.
they going to bring back? Because a lot of those games have continued with other.
Demolition
That's what I was
Man
just
they'll
about
bring
to
back.
say.
Yeah.
Like we just got a Turok. Mortal Kombat Never Quit.
They could bring us a
Uh,
Venom
We
game.
got
They made
two
Venom,
Double Dragon
Spider-Man.
games last year.
Yeah, and a Double Dragon game is about to come.
Yeah.
Because I remember because Nelson said he was excited for it. So I'm like,
They made the Street Fighter the movie game.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to come back with sports maybe? Because the license for the sports games are faltering, like the football games.
Ryan McCaffrey should be very excited. Scooby-Doo Mystery they made. They're going to use him as a voice actor, I heard.
Zoinks!
Look, he's quitting his Zoinks. I can't do it with my throat. Oh, shit, they made True Lies.
Oh God. So that's
Oh,
the
no.
thing. Like, they're
Wait,
talking about
True Lies had a video
revitalizing
game?
their.
True Lies had a video, and Judge Dredd too.
Yeah, so they're talking about
What IP
revitalizing.
do they
but What
have?
the fuck are they
Yeah, exactly.
revitalizing? Like,
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm
Okay,
trying to
so
say.
listen
I mean,
to
I get Konami coming back. Like they had plenty in the
they had
tank,
titles.
but yeah, they had plenty of titles. They
But
even
Acclaim?
got more. But Acclaim, I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Batman Forever, the arcade game.
So
NBA
yeah, you
Jam.
had the
NBA
WWF
Jam is the
games.
only game. Oh, don't bring aim wrestling back.
No. But you had The Simpsons.
And Mortal Kombat.
You had Terminator 2, Alien 3. Now, let's
Oh, they made the horrible baseball games.
Russell Binder. Hang on, yes, we're not here to chase
All-Star
ghosts.
Baseball
We're here to
they
take
made.
the energy and we're here to take the energy and chaos that made Acclaim unforgettable and channel it into something new. The old screens are
Turok.
cracking, and what's coming through is something exciting and different. Okay, this is all marketing speak.
Yeah.
They are
There's
partnered
gonna be
with
some
entrepreneur
passion project
and,
horseshit.
and wrestler Jeff Jarrett. This will be the company that
What?
makes the next.
No.
Yes.
No.
This is the
I
company that
knew
makes
it.
the next AEW game.
Jim Jarrett.
Oh.
Jim Jarrett. Oh shit! I can bring it back
AEW
now.
is going to leave THQ and they're going to come over to Acclaim.
Oh
That's gonna
shit!
be
Double
their
J,
game.
Jim Jarrett.
That's
Oh shit! He's
That's
back.
it. That's it.
There he is. Now
Okay.
we knew. Now we know where. Now we knew where Jim Ryan went to.
And
Jim
that's
Jarrett.
funny. That's hilarious. But no, what probably happened, and Josh called it in the Discord the other day. He was like, I'm surprised Tony Khan didn't buy it, or it wasn't Tony Khan. So, more than likely what happened is Jeff Jarrett, who works for AEW, probably got some money from the Khan family somehow, used that money to purchase this, so that way Tony didn't try to purchase something else, because Tony needs to get AEW in order
Jeff
right now.
Jarrett. Oh my god, he's like so old.
He's very, very old. So, that's interesting. Like, these games that they talk about, the Bart Simpsons, Bart versus Space Mutants, Terminator 2, Dinosaur Hunter, South Park, like, these games,
Yo,
are so old.
he's on the advisory board.
These-
Let's see Jim Jarrett's
insane.
Jeff Jarrett's involvement is that he worked. He appeared.
Yeah, the Simpsons
Yeah, he
games
never
were
made a
good.
game in his life,
Nope.
but he's advising Acclaim what to do.
Correct.
He was in WWF Attitude, which was a horrible game.
Yeah,
I don't see
Attitude
this
wasn't good.
lasting very long.
Nitro
Yo.
and Thunder were the two best until
Yo,
SmackDown
this
came
is-
out, and then it was
this is-
SmackDown and Here Comes the Pain.
Oh,
Yeah, those were great. So that's the
yeah,
first
but that was
thing.
not. Oh man,
Uh,
Jim Jarrett.
this will be a free topic. Anybody can jump in. I'm not going to call on somebody first. Any thoughts on this past what we've
Jarrett.
said?
I mean, I
What,
guess I'm
for
just
Acclaim?
gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in and see what happens because I
Yo.
don't know what they're gonna
This
do.
is like
What?
an accident waiting to happen.
we got
Yeah,
Exactly.
See this one.
Exactly. Get the lawn chair out and some popcorn.
Yeah,
Let's
just
see
watch
what
this.
date is what day of the week.
This is gonna be a.
September 10th?
This is.
Oh,
it's not even a
God.
has been. It's a never was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it, I'm going to be at work at that point. Oh, by the way, for anybody who wanted an update on personal goings on, I get to go back to work on the 9th of September. That'll be my first day back on the job in over a month. I am super excited. Cannot wait. So anyways, so as such, I will be at work on the 10th, so I won't be able to stream it, or I would absolutely stream this because I am interested. I want to
That's
see it.
like watching a dumpster fire.
Yo, it's gonna be some mobile games.
But we don't know. We don't know. We could. What if they open up with fucking NBA Jam? What if they open up with an NBA Jam Resurrected? What happens then?
Yo,
We lose our collective shit, and all of us go take my money. Like,
but can they get NBA Jam?
Exactly.
Can they
That's
get
the
it?
thing.
who knows? It'll be funny to watch. But this is definitely something that we're gonna keep up with.
NBA Jam would turn heads if they could get NBA Jam back, especially the way 2K has just shit the bed with the NBA games. Like they need something.
Well, an
NBA
NBA
Jam would be
Live
great.
tries to make an NBA game once every like 3 or 5 years, and so like
They don't make it anymore. They cancel that.
No.
shit.
No, they did. But every
They're
once in a
done with
while,
that.
you hear rumblings that, hey, we're going to try it again. Please don't. Go check 2018.
But they
see how
tried
did.
to do that NBA that microtransaction fest NBA Jam type
Yep.
arcade game, 2K Battlegrounds. They bought that shit. The 2K
Man.
battle, whatever the hell it was.
It's
Play Park,
crazy.
whatever the hell they
So
call
we couple that. We're still in the past right now, so we're gonna couple that with Atari. Yes, Atari. Okay.
it. Uh-oh.
Has acquired 5 games. This is from VGC. Has acquired 5 Ubisoft games, including, tell me if you've heard of these, Child of Eden and Grow Home.
The one I've heard of.
I Am Alive, Cold Fear, Grow Up. Listen, I ain't heard of a single damn one of these. What the hell's Atari doing?
I don't know.
Like,
I
what
They're trying to live off that name.
the shit is
exactly.
Should make Frogger.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Cold Fear is a survival horror game released on PS2, Xbox, and PC in 05.
Yo.
05.
Oh, this is a long time ago.
Child of Eden is
Jesus.
2011. I Am Alive is 2012.
I know who's calling them up right now. Phil Spencer talking about. Have you heard of Game Pass?
Game Pass. Game Pass.
Have you heard of Game Pass? Acclaim? You know
Come
something
on.
that could really help your business is Jeff Jarrett. Let me tell you about Game Pass. Phil
God.
Spencer's on that phone.
Like, and they aim to
He's like, this sounds like the horse shit I can put in my
on modern
service.
platforms and a way to expand each IP with new content.
No,
So, like,
shit.
they're looking to take the game, make it pertified, and add in some new shit to them. And, like, I mean, cool, like, good on you, but do you think you wanted to maybe purchase something that was a little bit more notable? Maybe?
More relevant.
Like,
a little bit more relevant.
Something that makes us go, oh, dude, I did hear. Remember that game? That was awesome. It definitely. No, I don't know any of this shit. I don't know what any of this stuff is. And then Josh just said that Grow Home and Grow Up were tech demos of the AC motion system. So what the fuck are we doing here? Like, you got one company coming back to probably give us. I mean, they're gonna give us a showcase. So hey, shit. Kudos to Acclaim. One, they've kept all of this shit really under wraps since the rumors back in March that I thought were rumors, so I never covered it. Like, I remember hearing something that Acclaim was coming back, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Because you hear shit like that all the time. Like, go over to Reddit.
Yeah.
Go over to Reddit
Yeah.
just once, or 4chan, or any of those, and you could find anything. Yeah, we were pretty much done, Nate. I am so sorry. I know you weren't feeling well. Thanks for staying as much as you did, man. So, like, this is nuts. This is stupid. Well, maybe it's not. Here's the deal. It feels really weird. This is another one of those wait and sees. My initial reaction, and because I'm not claiming to be the smartest man alive or to be the end-all, know-all of everything, it's okay to give y'all my raw reaction. My raw reaction is, why the hell would you spend money on stuff that nobody gives a flying rat's ass about? Like,
It's Atari.
right, like, you're
That's
sealing your irrelevance. And, like, now,
and
I don't know. Go ahead.
They were the reason for the console market crash in the 80s. So, I mean, it boils down to the fact that I don't know. It's just Atari. Maybe they're just trying to bank off of their name, like Jez said. But like, I heard of one of those titles, but everything else was just like, what? Like these were games? Like these, I've never heard of them. And then Atari's even like, hey, we're gonna buy them, and that's great. What are you gonna do with them? Oh, we're gonna make them look better and add a little bit more to it. Okay, that sounds cool. And with Acclaim, I don't know what the hell they're gonna bring back. I don't like. They went out of business when I was a kid, so like.
Two things. One, that
yeah.
hurts my soul just a little bit.
Yeah,
But-
I was gonna say I'm gonna age everybody.
Shit.
When Acclaim went out of business, I was 6 years old.
Oh, shit.
Man.
God, I was graduating and going to
I was
college.
saying I'm never gonna buy another wrestling. Oh shit!
Sorry,
That's playing Warzone.
I apologize. I don't mean
Jez,
to
that
age
took a
everybody.
few more years for me. That was that was WWE 2019 that finally sealed it for me that I was not getting another wrestling game.
I was playing WWE Warzone, WWF Warzone. It was called
No,
Warzone.
after,
Attitude, was it Warzone? Attitude. It was. I think it was Warzone.
Nah, man.
That sounds like WWE Call of Duty.
Yo, it was. I think it was Warzone or Attitude. It was horrible. Like it was the worst. And it was crazy is that you needed the N64 for the WCW versus NWO and AK Aki or whatever they are. They made the better wrestling game, but we were stuck with them. And then finally, SmackDown and that whole franchise got taken over by THQ, and that made better wrestling games. But Acclaim made horrible. They made horrible sports games. They made All-Star Baseball. They when Triple Play was out there, which was EA's version before, and then Sega made World Series Baseball. Yeah, guys, it was Acclaim was the bootleg version. It was the bootleg Activision. It was the other A studio, other A publisher that you'll Acclaim. I was like, yeah. If it was Mortal Kombat or NBA Jam, that was about it. Everything else was just licensed horseshit.
That's so true too, because man, once WWE SmackDown 2 Know Your Role came out, and I'm looking now, Know Your Role
was THQ,
was
man.
the absolute shit. And then No Mercy was really good.
Oh, No Mercy was great. That was the other guys.
Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain. SmackDown versus Raw, all of those were awesome.
Oh my god!
But even going back, the WWC game or WCW games were Nitro, Thunder,
and then WrestleMania 2000. But then it was
WWE, WCW NWO, which had little video
that was
clips.
The best.
That's where.
Oh my god! That was
that's where I figured out how to do a Macho Man Randy Savage, a couple of his phrases, because the video clip was when you hit the flying elbow drop off the top rope, not only does it get him 1, 2, 3, but it hurts him real bad. Ooh, yeah. That was the video from that. That was the...
Oh, shit.
I had memorized that stuff. You want to get hit with a scorpion death drop. That was Sting's. It was so cool. Razor Ramon's was, hey, yo. Chico.
Hey, yo.
That was so it was awesome when you saw those little snippets in the game. It was so cool. But you're absolutely right. They had a string between those really good games and SmackDown where it was we're just gonna throw some shit out there for you.
Acclaim was bad, dude. Oh man. Acclaim made bad sports games.
Oh man. Okay, so we have no idea what's going on with this. Thankfully, we are getting a showcase next month. Sorry, here in a few
Somebody's
weeks.
showcase. PlayStation. Somebody's giving a showcase.
Somebody's. Well, no, I meant the showcase for Acclaim.
I know, but PlayStation. Who would thought would get an Acclaim showcase?
I mean, so here, did y'all see this? Of course, y'all did. This is the NPD...
Jeff Grubb, Gaming Mankind.
No, this is the Circana stuff. And let's see. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Electronic Arts titles. This is the top 20. You have 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 Microsoft titles.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing the Tony Hawk next to Tony Hawk and Microsoft next to each other.
Next to that's that
Tony
Hawk too.
Thanks.
You have
Dude,
1, 2, 3,
$80 billion
from Take-Two
Tony Hawk.
Interactive. So between 3 companies, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the top 20 games are from those freaking developers or from those publishers. That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude.
That's insane when you start thinking about that. And then there is literally not a single small publisher on this entire list for the top 20 games. Not even a little bit. Now, you can look at this and then you can go, well, some smaller development teams obviously helped with background work on a lot of these games. I get that. But it is crazy the amount of pool that these big companies have. We were talking in the Discord earlier about how I am really frustrated that Battlefield 6 is gonna make me give my money on day one because I hate Electronic Arts. I absolutely hate them. I cannot stand them. I think they're predatory. I think they've been predatory, and I think they're one of the leading causes of predatory practices in the video game industry. Them and Epic can go both get wrecked. I do not like the way they have turned everything into give me your credit card after you've already paid for the game. It bothers me. But at the same time, like Josh pointed out, there have been 3 games over the past 5 years that I have purchased from them, including Battlefield 6, which I'm getting. Battlefield 6, College Football 25, and Jedi Fallen Order. Those were all purchased day one for me. And like, it's those moments where I'm like, you can't get away from it. If you want to play some of like the best of the best or the heavy hitters at the time, like, or even not at the time, even if you want to play some of the heavy hitters on sale, you're still giving these assholes your money. And that's the shitty part. Like, that's the... so, yes, Josh, Bandai Namco is smaller than the rest, but like, I still view them as a rather large AAA publisher. Like, they're not small by any stretch of the imagination. And so it's weird to me. I didn't like that when I saw it. And that was the first thing that stuck out, is how many of these same names repeat themselves over and over and over again. And
That's
how
consolidation.
Dude, we're beholden to these fucking companies now. Like, literally, if you want to
look at Microsoft, how many, like, 80 billion, $100 billion got their name on this list, dude. They were non-existent.
I know.
Before they owned those 2 huge publishers. Like, and this is what consolidation does. Like, their names are on there now.
They would be irrelevant if they didn't spend that money.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They would be nowhere on this list.
Josh,
They would be
exactly.
nowhere on there.
Josh just hit the nail on the head. Which is, if you've been around the channel long enough, I will gladly remind, or if you're new, I will gladly remind you that every single person becomes a hypocrite at some point. Okay? Every single person. None of us are immune to it. We all stick our foot in our mouth, and we all say things that contradict our stances at some point. Nobody is perfectly down the middle at all times. I promise you, I don't give a shit who you are or how much you want to say, no, I always call stuff impartially. Fuck you, you're lying. Here's the truth of the matter. Yes, Josh, I think EA sucks, but they do have 4 games in the top 20. You are absolutely correct. Factually speaking...
wait a second, though. That second one is really a pre-order bundle. That's not even a fucking game. That's a fucking bundle. Dude, that's college football and then pre-order for Madden.
That's the double bundle with Madden and which is I mean, shit, dude.
I think shit that, man.
I mean, props to him, dude. I gave Square Enix massive props when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was number 4 and number 12, because one was the bundle and one was not. So, like, you know, there is something to be said that, like, I'm still... And, Josh, you mentioned it earlier when I had mentioned a game that was decent, it was good, it was received well, but I did not mess with it. It's not my type of game. And it's because I can look at a game and I can go, you know what? Even if I didn't play Elden Ring, 25 million people, that number might be off, but 25 million people bought that damn game, and 25 million people enjoyed that game enough to where not only did they make a hell of a DLC, but they also made a spin-off multiplayer title that is already doing really well and seems to be sustaining itself. So, because of those, I can look at that franchise and go, yeah, that's probably a really good franchise. Did you ever play the games? Nope, don't have to. I can look at a game and go, yep, that's probably really, really good. And so that's when we have to use a little bit of self-analysis.
One thing I want to point out on this thing is the fact that Donkey Kong and Death Stranding are on there, and they're only available on the platform. Every single one of those Microsoft games are available on everything.
That's true.
PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. So, like, you know, that's one thing to look at, is like the fact that you're able to have those in the top, you know, the top 18 that on one platform with Death Stranding and Donkey Kong being that high shows that, okay, man, like, those are pretty strong sales for one platform that it's only available one place. Where those Microsoft games, they are everywhere. Like, you know, they are multi-publisher or multi-thing.
They wouldn't be in the top 20 if they were stuck on Xbox.
Exactly, yeah. And they're on PlayStation too, so add that to it too.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, and Forza is even up there. That's all PlayStation right there. Like, Forza Horizon 5 being up there, that is all PlayStation. That because Forza dropped off and only came back into the sales and stuff because PlayStation's driving that whole thing.
Well, and what's crazy
So,
is
like,
you see Spider-Man
that's
2
not
on
even-
here at number 19, and that's all because like PC. Like
Yeah, you're right.
that's
It
what
brings it
that's
back.
from. They were able to bring that back. They released that new edition. It's done all these like that's they. So the stair-step releases seem to be working for both companies, surprisingly, and it's pretty freaking interesting to see it, and it does make me happy that Spider-Man 2 is over here, just because normally
Where's Spider-Man 2? I don't
it's
see
at
it.
number 19. You can't see it. Sorry, it's
Oh,
too low on the screen, and there's no way for me to change that.
next month is going to be a wild month when everybody scoops out where Gears is and where Helldivers 2 are.
I'm interested
gonna
to see
be fun.
where all of those land because
Yeah.
Gears, I've heard so.
I think Helldivers is going to be high. I think packed than Gears. I don't think Gears hit. I don't know.
So.
That's,
No,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I agree with Jazz.
I don't know, man. Everybody on my timeline, if they're an Xbox guy, they're playing Helldivers. If they're a PlayStation guy, they're playing Gears. It's really fucking weird. I think
Yeah, that's really weird. That's warped.
It
That's
is
really
it is
warped.
strange. And the fact that Gears had a PlayStation physical version.
Yeah.
And
No
you know,
Xbox
so
physical
maybe-
I started
Xbox
rocking back
physical
and forth
version.
earlier when I saw the PlayStation guys hyping up Gears. Then I look over and see the Xbox guys hyping up Helldivers.
Yeah.
I just kind of started
I don't
rocking
know.
back and forth. It didn't
Because-
feel good.
you know, on PlayStation, you could see, like, if you go to the store, you can see how many of your friends pre-ordered.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of people. First off, I didn't see a lot of people pre-order. Like, I thought Gears would be a huge pre-order thing. And I looked, and it's like, it doesn't even tell you, or it don't tell you anymore. But I didn't have too many people. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, it definitely. Well, actually, no, 27 people play, so it's definitely a lot of people playing it. So, like, I think it'll be up there. I think it'll be about equal. You know, I think, but maybe Gears goes more. But I do think Gears is a much bigger franchise going to PlayStation. So maybe I think the opposite. Maybe Gears will be higher up there. But it's also, you know, I don't know. Helldivers is kind of confusing because you see play accounts, but you know that it's an online play account, so you really don't know where they're coming from. If it's coming from just people coming on for the war bonds. Because if you look, the 24-hour peak on Steam was about the same as just releasing a war bond. Like, it really, it was what people were looking in game to see that number go high, but the Steam DB charts only showed a spike of 100 or something thousand, which is the same what they get for like a war bond release. So it really, you know, it could be just all pushing from Xbox. It's gonna be interesting to see where they are, but you know, people buy great games, so like that's just a testament that Helldivers is good and Gears is good. So like, you know, but I do think Gears going to PlayStation is a pretty wild. I think that's a little bit more impactful than Helldivers, you know, considering the franchises. Like, I know, Mike, and I said this last night, like, you know, while I was hanging in there, like, it's just the glazing and like this whole like we're one family now type bullshit that Microsoft pushed the shit out of Helldivers. I was looking at it. If you click on Xbox's like X, like Twitter, dude, Helldivers 2 was like, they were just pushing the shit crazy. Like, it was like one Gears thing and it was all Helldivers. Like, it was so crazy. And this whole, like, I'm like, they're not really equivalents, guys. Like, they, like, yes, like, they're like, oh, that's we're so happy. I'm like, yeah, if God of War and Gears on the same day, that would have been pretty wild. But like Helldivers 2 and Gears, like, yes, it's a PlayStation franchise, and we didn't know I know Helldivers 1 came out, but Helldivers wasn't one of those PlayStation franchises that everybody was like, oh, that's all. That's not Gears of War. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So,
but it just kind of comparing them to.
I did look up. So I'm guessing they released a war bond around
Yeah. See, that's what I was looking
December,
at.
where it was 150. Then they released another one in May at 163 players, and then they just released the next one at 167. So like, and this is on Steam, of course. So you know, I can't. There's 100,000 players in there right now. There were 130. Call it 132.
See, that's a 24-hour peak.
Like,
it's not. Yeah.
yeah.
It's. But when you go and see player counts in the game, it said like 500,000. So they're saying that, 131 subtracted by that, it means like there's 300 something thousand or 200 something thousand between the two consoles then. And they're saying like,
Hey,
those
listen,
split between PlayStation and Xbox.
if it went
Yeah.
great, awesome. If it didn't, well, yeah, shit. You kind of got some explaining to do, Lucy. Like, there's 2 ways
listen.
that this can go. That's
Listen, Sony wants to fuck around and find out, man. Let them do what they want to do. Like, they saw everybody's consoles are down year over year. You know what? You like those numbers? Keep telling people to play your games on other platforms and see what the fuck happens. And if that's what they want to do, and that's what they feel like they have no competition now, they're the only show in town, like they're not fighting against anybody. Just put, nobody's gonna take their console throne. Nintendo's in their lane. Sony's like, hey, we can put our shit out there, and it is what it is. But it's gonna get harder and harder to sell more hardware.
This is definitely one of those moments where I'm like, I don't remember seeing, and I know it's supposed to happen. Like, I understand it's one of those things where later on in the life cycle we're gonna see the decline of console sales. I get that. I have never in this generation seen the decline of PlayStation sales year over year as close as I saw them this time with Xboxes. Xbox was 60 something percent. PlayStation was 47%. That's really close. Which was that means that like everything stopped across the board. Everything was down. It's one of the few times I will let somebody look at me. Well, actually, hang on. Thought right off the top of the dome here. Over the last quarter, we had the Switch 2 release. There is a scenario where, and this could be cope, it might not be. I might talk myself out of it as I'm working through this. But there is a scenario where we look at this and go, well, Switch 2 came out. That was $500. So you get the Switch 2, forego getting the PS5 until later on. Then the price increase happens, which wouldn't be reflected by these numbers, so that's not accurate. And so you listen to this and you're like, okay, that is still a big number. But Xbox and PlayStation were down by that much. Generally, we just see Xbox taking the big L, right? PlayStation's down 17%, Xbox is down 49%. Like, we've seen this story, we've talked about the story, we've beat it till it's blue in the face, the horse is dead. But now we have Xbox sitting at like 65% year-over-year decline, PlayStation sitting at 47% year-over-year decline, and it feels like what Jez just said. Like, everything is starting to... We're going to start seeing over this quarter, the next quarter, and the one that follows, the fallout or the rewards from the decisions that PlayStation is making right now. Are we going to see continual sales declines at that dramatic of a level? Possibly. Hell, the next quarter is going to represent a $50 price increase on all the consoles in America, which happens to be a pretty large market of buyers for the PlayStation. And so, like, you have to think about that, and now with the Switch 2 in the holiday slot, like, there's going to be a lot of families grabbing a Switch 2 over a PlayStation, because it's the new hotness. And so, whether you think it's a great system or a terrible system, doesn't matter, because it has a fucking Nintendo on it. Like, it has a Nintendo logo, so people are going to flock to it. Kids are still going to want it. Mario Kart's still a thing. Dads are going to still want it for Zelda. Like, it's not going anywhere, regardless if you think you're getting shafted on it or not. And so, because of that, we are poised to have a pretty bad, or a pretty declining console sales segment over the next couple months. I was reading Wara's name on the chat. I'm not Falky. I don't read into these. I can't look at this spreadsheet, swirl it around in Rafiki's bowl from The Lion King, and start reading the tea leaves. I don't do that. I'm not any good at that, but I do try to sit there and take some logic and go, okay, if a brand new console just came out, you raise the price of yours now, and you're hoping for like a holiday season push, you might not get it this year. Also, I think it's going to heavily depend on how well Ghost of Yotai lands.
Yeah.
And I was watching an interaction that Wooly was having today. Shout out to Wooly, friend of the channel. I was watching an interaction that he had today on X, and it was like he was talking about how every single sequel that's come out on the PS5 has performed worse than its predecessor in sales. So I looked, and he's right. Every single sequel that has come out by a PlayStation studio has sold worse than the game that came before it on the PlayStation 5. Now, at the very beginning of the generation, we all brushed it off because there weren't that many in the market. Now, there are a ton in the market, and they're still not pulling numbers. So, like Jez said, FAFO. You've made a lot of terrible decisions. You've done a lot of things. You've sent a lot of mixed signals. And now we may be starting to see the fallout of those decisions. And who knows? Maybe Grindstradamus is going to be right. Sony FAFO'd. Herman lost
I don't
the
think
bet
it's
on
that
the yacht,
quick.
and we're fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's
I don't think it's. See, the thing is, I don't think it's that quick. I do think it's the season. I also think that what's interesting too is that PlayStation console. This was also the quarter that. This was also the Death Stranding 2 came out. So like could it be that people bought it for Death Stranding 2 last month and so, and then now the kind of like the remission of like not getting the console after they just had a spike. But I think they were down last month too, weren't they? They were down last month.
Yeah.
I think they've been down. They've been down. So like I don't know if Death Stranding 2 carried a lot of PlayStation. I think they were up very small during the month of Death Stranding 2. I think they went up very small, like 4 or 5%. I think it was 4% or something like that. I don't know, but the thing is that, and I don't think Helldive is going to change what it happens. It's definitely for like fodder and fighting on Twitter, which has turned into a shit show anyway.
Yeah,
like
sure.
it's ridiculous like what's going on there. It's just I roll my eyes every time I'm on that thing, just to see what I'm trying to find what news is coming out, like announcements, and you got to filter through so much of just like, oh my god, please, like people, I'm like, do something. Everybody can't be taking a shit at the same time saying stupid stuff on the toilet, because that's what it seems like everybody's talking on there. But like I really think that I think GTA 6 is gonna just catapult the consoles, both of them, like into the stratosphere, especially with the PlayStation. It's funny, I think Hunter or somebody put out a tweet of like where they're gonna buy GTA 6, and it was like 90 or 80 something percent over like 10% of PlayStation people are gonna buy it, and it was like 15,000 votes or 12,000 votes. Like it was a pretty big number, and it was like 85 or 90 to 10 of where people want to buy it. I do think GTA 6 is gonna blow up the PlayStation to the next stratosphere with sales of the console, but it does, Sony's thing. I definitely feel that they got to make, like I said, that FOMO is something that they really need to focus on. And, like could bring it back to what you was talking about with, and I'm going to mess it up again, Lost Soul Aside.
Lost Soul
When
Aside.
you have those games, you need to be ramping up that FOMO. Like, hey, you want it on PC, but by the way, it's also here on PlayStation. Get it here. And you have those kind of exclusive console things. Those are things that you need to be shouting from the rooftops, because you got to create that FOMO. And, and even in their games need to be so pristine and polished now, because that is kind of the limiting leverage that they have, considering that, a lot of games are being put on PC day and date, or their games are coming to PC and people are expecting it, and you got to make them have that FOMO. So like it's putting them in a challenging situation in the sense, especially since they don't have a lot of first-party releases in a year, and Herman Holtz talking out his ass with just like one tentpole title. It's like, dude, you're gonna build a house on one tentpole title of the year. The other thing I think for Ghost of Yotei, I personally think Ghost of Yotei it should have come out earlier this year. I think Sony has a real strong move in February, in January, in March, like the first quarter. I think that is such a huge place like to sell games, and I just think it's so hard to try to push games in this time, because you got all your sports games come out, the routine ones that people just do every single year, and you're not going to get the Madden crew, the people that pre-ordered that bundle, that MVP bundle, dude, that's $150 worth of football. They might not be playing Ghosts of Yotei. Like, you have all the sports games, you got Battlefield, you got Call of Duties, you got Borderlands. It's so crowded in this month. Like, I think Yotei would have been a little bit better early on in the year, but that's game developer and stuff like that. But we'll see if it moves. The other thing, like you were saying about the sequels, Yotei is not a continuation of a character story like Horizon was and God of War was.
That's true.
This
it
is
is
a
the
brand
next
new
game
character
in a franchise, though.
Exactly. So
Right.
people that wanting Jin's continuation, there's no pull there, or like the character that you liked in the first game, they're not in the second one. This is sort of like a brand new game in the sense there. So, and already, and there's those crazy nutcase warriors about it's a girl and people don't like vaginas and breasts anymore. And they're like, oh, it's a girl. I don't know what's going on, but people are already starting with that shit. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore with that kind of shit
Which
in
is
there.
crazy
But
it's a new
character,
the actress, and that's the problem. But I haven't even heard her outside of the very beginning. I haven't even heard.
I have
her
no
come
clue,
out
man. I just
and
played the
say
game.
Anything, and so like, it's really strange because in certain situations, like what happened with.
Good job here down on the.
Yeah, I know, right? He said I'll be playing more.
I don't know. People get scared. They run the other way when they see breasts. Maybe they'll see man boobs. They want man boobs instead with those physics.
Yeah, and Xbox did the same thing. Sony should do the same. Okay, so Centurion for God said, because this is interesting, and we're gonna actually listen. My two other panel members have fallen out. Because
dude, I'm hanging in there.
Cosmic had to go to bed.
Motrin.
He's an hour ahead of me. Jez is also an hour ahead of me, and Nate had to go because he was probably too exhausted to keep talking. So,
they want Jin in the hot spring, Josh. That's right. They want Jin's ass.
Listen.
Hey man, I met him. He signed me. He signed his thing. I saw his ass in real life.
That's awesome. He signed his mask?
No, he signed. I got one. You know those PlayStation figure arts? I have a God of War one, that they sold them. I got a Ghost of Yotei, a Ghost of Tsushima one. I had him sign that. He said he didn't have that one, and he signed that. And then he had the mask there from the game. Yo, he was cool as dude, man. He was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
He signed it.
I get to go to a Magic Con in Atlanta coming up. I won a contest for some YouTubers that I follow, and I got free tickets to go. So I actually get to go to a Magic Con. Sometimes, because it's a Magic Con and because Wizards of the Coast are the ones who promote those and put them on, sometimes you do get information about their games. So I'm actually kind of hoping that I will see some of that there. Anyways.
Yeah.
So,
but you're right about the sequel stuff. Like, it goes to you. I'm excited for it, but again, it is fighting a little bit of an uphill battle. Like, there's definitely like being a sequel and having a whole different character, in the world. Like, it's kind of Assassin's Creed it, like Assassin's Creed does every game.
Yeah.
It's like this overall story, but yeah. Well, we'll see. Like the I don't think it's a result of them putting games on PC and stuff like that just yet, but I do think it does have the potential to start wearing, and it definitely changes a bit of the narrative, and I feel that there's a lot of missed opportunities with the console, with sales, with the hardware, that they should still be pushing. I feel Sony should be pushing a little bit more like how Apple does, of like, yeah, we are available other stuff, but hey, this is like our games, like our library should like have full like sales and just kind of like really milk it as much as you can before you start announcing it going somewhere else. And to really hone in on that ecosystem, because once you leave the PlayStation Store, they're cutting in half. So I just don't know why they like I feel like they got the VR really is biggest disappointment. And I know people said there's VR games, but not from Sony, not from PlayStation. And considering how much they pushed the first PlayStation with PSVR 2 with those friggin' glowing orbs, they got this one with all this tech in it. Yo, I was yelling, I was telling about in somebody's Chows and Mag's chat earlier. I was like, they should have a VR case or a whole PlayStation Home. No social features at all with PlayStation VR. Like you want to talk about services and stuff like that. You're missing a whole opportunity with that social aspect of VR, man. What do you think MetaQuest does? Playing all those, all those interactive VR chat games and all that Gorilla Tag. It's all social interactive environments. And how the hell PlayStation does not have anything like that on their system at all? Even they can integrate PlayStation Home, their franchises, Astrobot. They have the PlayStation thing on sale for $350. Like, it's already at that price where you could really hone in on that. But I feel like I don't know what fucking Toki's doing. I don't know what Herman is doing. I don't know what any fucking idiots are doing. But it's like, are you that clueless? Like, even what Herman was saying about these service games, I'm like, service games really got you that fucked up that you are just missing opportunities left and right to, like, really take advantage of what you already have out there. Like, you're trying to create, here goes my medicine now, but you're trying to create all this bullshit from scratch, these service games that you never did before, and trying to make something out of basic ingredients when you have an established ecosystem, hardware that's already ready to go, with the VR, with all these stuff, with these franchises that people want back, and you are just sitting on your stones on what you think. You think goddamn Fair Games is gonna do anything and do shit. It's gonna do. Like, you think that's it? You think Marathon, run that shit to the ground? Like, you are wasting your time and you're missing opportunities left and right. It's just crazy. People want these franchises back. And Microsoft, they let this shit sit for so long that people just got fed up. And, Sony could do the same thing. It's going to take longer because they have such a heritage. But I'm like, come on, dude. Like, what are they doing?
I mean, they're not immune to it, and one thing that you can see is that, if you think about it, no company is immune to it. Hell, Nintendo almost got its ass kicked for the Wii U. Like, that's a thing that fucking happened. So, I'm gonna let Jez get out of here. He sounds like shit. Jez, you sound terrible. You need to go get rest, brother.
I know,
like,
my throat
terrible.
is killed. That's why. See, I could do little skits, like little things like that. But if I had to do a 3-hour, 2-hour show, I would be coughing up a lung.
And now that it's just you and me, it can turn into some longer-winded responses. So
exactly, that's why Friday I'm doing it. So Friday I'll do my show.
Friday,
not tomorrow.
I will. So see, you're going to be on at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 p.m. So I will.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll try
targeting 2 o'clock. I'm targeting.
Yeah. I had saw that earlier, and so I am actually really, really excited because Friday I get my fucking game. There's a reason why. Listen, there is one thing I love about digital is the fact that when I wake up on Friday morning, if I had that dang thing pre-ordered digitally, it would be downloaded and ready to go on my PlayStation. That is the
you're gonna get it like Friday afternoon, some 4 o'clock bullshit.
No. I'm getting it Friday morning at 11 a.m. when GameStop opens. I may try to go by there tomorrow at 4 p.m. and grab it later in the day after I know their UPS truck FedEx truck has already ran. Because
stalking the FedEx truck.
Because listen, I don't give a shit. I want to play the game.
See, Hero Down Under says, I hope PC encroaches on console sales. And Hero, one of the things is, like, we're seeing with the Xbox app, and we're seeing with even that Steam machine thing that, Steam too, like, the PC is making an attempt to console-fy and make gaming more accessible and simple, controller-friendly on PC, which is a direct competition to the console. Especially PlayStation, since Xbox is embracing it because Microsoft has a financial interest in Windows. They sell you a PC, it's Windows.
And let me show y'all something. Speaking of console-fying shit, let me show y'all something, because I take it from a guy that doesn't know jack shit about PC or how to navigate anything. I have been on Steam for 2 weeks. Watch this though. Look at this. You got to see this. It is so stupid easy and simple, and you don't have to know a fucking thing. Watch this.
Oh man, you do Steam Big Picture? Is that what you're talking about?
Look at this. No, I'm not even going to use Steam Big Picture. I'm just going to show you the Steam landing page. Look at, like, this is just the
I can't see it
PC.
yet. Let me see it's deleted.
These are the guys who, so these guys can see it in the chat here in just
Yeah,
a
I see
second.
it now.
You can see, like, Hogwarts Legacy, $12 right here on the front. You click an
Dude,
arrow, it
and
goes
that's just
over.
Steam, man.
God of War Ragnarok up on the top. What is this, a PlayStation? Is that ready or not? Right here, it tells you the price, tells you everything. You can search by anything you want. It's so freaking seamless. And what Jez was talking about, if I take my PlayStation controller and I sit here and I press the PS button, guess what? A PlayStation landing page comes up. It's a basically big picture, like he called it, and you end up getting a very, very similar experience to what you would have on the PlayStation with the ease of use and all of that. They super make it friendly. So, like, I'm sitting here looking at this and I expected some long, convoluted piece of shit
Not
process,
anymore, dude.
and it's not. It's so streamlined. It's, well, Epic Games still is. Their storefront
Well,
sucks
yeah,
ass.
and actually, I'm gonna cover it too. But like that Xbox thing is just a front. Like those stores still need to require mouse and keyboard. Like it's not all like you know, sunshine and rainbows, but majority it is pretty more simplistic. Like, you know, the way it is with
and like
mods.
think
and,
about
you
it though
know,
in 2-3 years what it's gonna be. It's like
Yeah.
they have found a
Dude,
way
yeah.
to turn these
I got a little
controllers
PC.
into devices that turn on and activate shit on your PC. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't have to leave the controller. Do you know how cool
No.
that is to me? Like,
Yeah, but some other things like Windows though, they still have the problem with Bluetooth where you can't just turn on your PC with a Bluetooth controller.
not yet.
And Microsoft,
No, you can't.
not yet. But now with the new update, they're gonna make it where you could get past the pin page with a controller, which is awesome. And that's one step. But like, yeah, turning on a PC remotely, like having a in a low powered state and do it. They could do it. You could do it. I'm sure there's the software that could do it, but
It's just
I'm
weird.
just saying, like it is that they're making a valiant attempt like with PCs and stuff
Yes, they
to
are.
console-fy PC gaming and not making PC gaming quirky like how like a Switch would be. Like like, oh, it's a little tinkering here and there. They are making it simplified. Even if you look at what Xbox is doing with their store. This game runs on your PC. It should work. There's the I think mode, but like it's using AI to assess your hardware and saying if this game could run on it. That's consolifying this shit. So that's why I said PlayStation, you know, right now you may not see it, but it's gonna be tough. And I always said this, like when your PS6 comes out. And one of the things, yeah, I know it's not on topics or anything, but I saw that what's his name is talking about what the PlayStation 6 specs are going to be and the handheld.
Oh, geez.
And I think Sony's combating to PC gaming is to offer a competitive, lower price console with more power that will be comparable to PC. That's kind of their only bet. Exclusives and offering, you know, a 600, a 500, or maybe even something like that. PlayStation 6 that has good capabilities of playing games, like powerful, price to performance is good, and they could kind of keep it down in price and that able to combat $1,000 $1,500 PCs when in a $600 box you're getting $1,000 $1,500 PC performance because it's optimized and the developers are doing it. That's going to be their kind of calling card to the next generation, because if they keep increasing the price of consoles $1,000, then PC is going to be even more of competition for them. So we will see what they do. Plus, they got people with their library, so that's another kind of feather in their cap that they know that people are not going to abandon 900 games in their library to go explore Steam sales on that shit. So
yeah, that is a big
but they
thing.
need to get like cross progression, cross saves in their games. Like, they have
Oh
that.
God!
I
Hey,
would
let
buy
Phil
more
Spencer come
PC.
over to PlayStation. He's all about that cross progression.
He's all
and
about
cross-play.
that shit. Like, I like the stuff that you know, I think that it is a cool idea. Like, I have the gaming stuff on the go, like with PC gaming and stuff, and I like it. But you know, it's just it's definitely a weird place. And again, we see with this development and stuff, like there's just a lot of uncertainty in games now. Like, you don't have as much confidence buying games and getting games. Like I think they need to have more demos, more trials, stuff like that, because it's kind of a shit show sometimes with some of these games.
All right. Speaking of a shit show, if we stay much longer, it's going to turn into a shit show here. I am so tired. I'm done. I found a really cool article that I'm probably going to do a video on tomorrow. I was going to release my what game I would play if I could play it over again. But I just found out that Ace Combat 8 is close to release, and they've been using Unreal Engine 5. So we're going to talk about that in the video tomorrow.
Stuttering planes.
I could shut up. Please don't. No. It's going to be amazing. It's going to look
Where's
great.
the VR version of that game? Because there was one with the PS4.
So what's messed up is you started mentioning VR, and I immediately, anytime somebody brings up VR, I go look to the one game that's going to get me to buy a PSVR 2.
They had it on the PS4, Ace Combat.
I know they did.
Didn't they?
And so I looked up Ace Combat 8 latest news, and on June 30th, there was news. It was the anniversary of Ace Combat, and they had teased and talked about it that, hey, over the past, here's what we've been doing. They've announced it 4 years ago, and that means, oh my God, they're getting close. I am so freaking excited. They're talking about Project Aces, which is the studio under Bandai Namco. Anyways, that is a day. They don't have to tell me anything else about that game. It is day one once it gets a price tag attached to it, and so I can't wait to do a video over that tomorrow. Outside of that, you can. I gotta fix the tags, not the tags, the links in the description, because it was kind of an open door tonight to Nate and Jez, so I didn't put all their stuff in there.
Yeah, that's no problem.
And so, yes, I will get their stuff in there. You can follow Cosmic on Twitter. You can also check out his YouTube page. If he gets a few more subscribers, I'm sure he'll start doing some more content over there. And so you can do all of that there. Also, looks like I'm going to be able to go to sleep tonight. The member goal was not hit. That is okay. I will be back probably tomorrow night streaming Trails in the Sky FC. Sorry, I had to remember what I was talking about. But yes, Trails in the Sky FC tomorrow night. I'll be back for that. And then we have a video, or I have a video coming out tomorrow. It's either going to be the Ace Combat 8 video, or it's going to be the video over the game that I'm thinking about, or that I would love to play over again if given the chance. So, with all of that being said, that was a long ramble at the end that didn't need to be there. Jez, do you want to do an outro, or do you just want to go to sleep?
Nah, I'm gonna go to sleep, man.
You're gonna go to sleep. Okay.
Find me, man. Yo.
Jez with the Gaming Grindhouse. He's the trooper tonight. He is the final survivor on the island of the gaming den.
Hey, gotta hang in there.
Guys, y'all have a great night. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Thanks to all the likes and on all that stuff. Thank y'all. We will be back with another one next week. Make sure to keep it tuned, keep the notifications on to catch the live streams and all the videos that are getting put up. And with all of that being said, y'all have a great night, and we will see you on the next